Okay. You won the battle. You've got yourself 2 prisoners that Morgan is currently watching over. There are 3 dead men here and 1 ogre who is MIA for some reason. And Randall is currently, or appears, very fucking worse for wear. There is a fairly decent area that has not been explored just yet. In terms of just that you could maybe pilfer. Alright. What do you guys wish to do? I don't think you've had your wounds tended to really, Spoon.
As I recall, you mentioned that there's no treating this. It's just making him look less shitty.
Yes, because you should be dead. By like all accounts, your ass should be dead.
Right.
So I mean, but less like AIDS. Best you can do is like
We wrapped it in something and now
pulled
we're
out the
covering my
arrows.
shoulder wound in like the fucking brigandine.
There is something odd that you would notice if you step into some light, and it's that you don't none of the kind of temporary semi-dirty rags that you use to kind of bind up your wounds seem to be bleeding through it all, which is unusual because you 2 fairly substantial wounds and pulled the arrow out.
Oh, that's not good.
So yeah, you're like there's a bit of blood on the underside, and you still have some that's kind of starting to cake in your shoulder area and on your forehead. You still sort of feel the sensation of it. But yeah, you run your hand along your bandages, you feel any bleed through, which even as somebody who is a medical expert, you know that.
Brent, just
Like,
as an aside.
Yeah.
Could you lower your sensitivity a bit? You're cutting a bit.
How about now?
You're good so far.
Okay. Yeah. So you don't really have too many points in medicine, but at the very least, you suspect something off because you've seen men take lesser wounds and still bleed for a little bit longer and more severely.
Yeah.
Yeah, something's definitely off. You hear Morgan call from the other side of the cave. Look for Harris.
I asked him where the fucking loot was. Fuck him.
I mean, you have to look for the loot, dude.
I'm looking.
I remember last session Debo got something ridiculous, like 20 something.
No, he got 48 silver. That is basically him rolling investigate to check the bodies and the area for like basically money. A lot of the stuff in here that you could feasibly sell, I mean, you'd have to carry back, and the card is currently not fixed. That was just a passive loot check. You do find you find one of the wagon wheels to be in good order. The other one, unfortunately, seems to have been snapped in half, as though by excess force.
I wonder who could have done that.
Yep. I guess in the ogre's rampages, it was kind of just bulldozing through a lot of the area. It just so happened to kind of run afoul of the wheel and kind of break it. But one of them's in good order. Unfortunately, it takes more than one wheel to operate a cart. And with the investigate checks that you got, what you do know is that these bandits don't seem to keep any carts here. And no real wheels or parts for them. I mean, they're not merchants. You'd imagine they would take things, steal them, and then just sell cart and all wherever they could kind of pawn it off. There are other things here. There's some food that hasn't quite spoiled. There's a small keg of ale with a little bit left in it, although it's not really anything to speak of. There's a giant water trough, which you can only assume the ogre probably used, but ogres do tend to like ale whenever they can get their hands on it. Unfortunately, the ogre would have made short work of that casket, so it's assumed that that was primarily for the bandits. Yeah, the closer you get to the rear of the cave, the stink of kind of rotten flesh and rancid meat kind of wafts up to your nostrils, and you can see kind of small little piles of bones and skulls in varying states of disrepair, cracked, broken. Some of them still with little tiny bits of flesh on them, sprays of blood, this and that direction. Multiple iron cages, some of which are just smashed open. Some have the doors open properly, and one of them just locked with nothing inside. It's relatively well lit in the areas you're looking in. However, the rest of the cave has little pockets of shadow here and there. There's enough here that someone could feasibly hide. In a couple of the more like obvious spots behind barrels and in barrels, under things, in the water trough. But yeah, I'm trying to remember. What did you roll for investigation last time, Devo?
Like 20 something.
Yep. 20 something. Do you mind rolling again, unless you can remember? Actually, if Spoon has the clip, then we could just use it. Or roll again. It doesn't matter. Whichever you want to do.
Yeah. Well, remember.
All right. Do you want to roll again, or do you want Spoon to have to dig up the clip? Which do you want? Okay. Well,
Spoon can work, I guess.
Sure. If I remember correctly, I think I had 2 GM1s for bad luck banked away. Hold on real quick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one of them for bad luck. So.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember those.
Try it.
I'm going to find it in Spoon's clips.
Do you remember... Where is it here? Something for you. Strike bag at heart.
No.
Here we go. Remember this?
No.
No, Spoon remembers. Bank 1s for bad luck. One left.
No.
Spring on you whenever I want for bad luck.
No, fuck you, kid.
All right. You suffer a bout of bad luck. The GM had to earn painstaking.
I don't recall that.
Okay. As you search the area, you do manage to stumble upon some fairly good fortune. Pick up 48 silver across all men, including the ones that you have being supervised by Morgan. That's no small amount. That's almost a complete gold piece, about halfway away. That's enough for good foods, good beds for everybody, and have some left over, and maybe even to replenish your supplies. Of the items here, there's nothing that wouldn't require a functional cart, or at the very least a lot of willpower and general frustration. Lots of barrels and
Clarification.
crates.
The gold is 100 silver?
Yeah, 1 gold is 100 silver.
Okay.
If you wanted to exchange, you could, provided you follow whatever rules the bank has, you would go to a specific bank, and then you would exchange it for whatever currency they have. At some point, I actually am going to have doing currencies for different areas that may or may not be worth more or less, but we're not dealing with that right now. We're just doing this easy to fucking deal with universal currency. You scour the area for Harris as well while you look for goodies, and it seems as though he has slipped out somehow. Perhaps in the chaos and confusion, he had managed to get away. even Morgan's ability to kind of sniff out a trail seems befuddled as he watches both men and occasionally will scan for tracks that are abnormal. Unfortunately, due to the fighting and due to the ogre's rampage through the front, and due to the fact that there had been many men moving around, it's increasingly difficult to find tracks leading out. So even he isn't really much help in this situation. What do you wish to do?
Well, first of all, I'd like to take one of these lanterns.
Sure, yeah. The two at the front on the doors are broken, but yeah, there's at least 3 to take. They still have oil left. It's burning at the moment, but you could snuff the flame if you wish. That puts you in.
Begrudgingly continue to look around the cave just to make sure that Harris isn't in this like back room full of fucking heinous shit, and like cover my nose to not smell all the fucking heinousry around here.
Yeah, you kind of plug your nose and kind of brace yourself for the stink that will eventually waft over you when you come up for air. Kind of cast your sight as best as possible over the area, and short of what you had witnessed before, perhaps some newly found piles of rather large excrement, kind of haphazardly slapped about one of the corners. You don't really find anything of real note or worth. Yeah, it just seems like this was a private enclosure for the ogre to take his victims and have his way with them, and they kept him mostly satiated. A lot of the sorry?
What of the barrels?
Yeah, you could check on them if you want.
Yeah, sure, I'll look at them. Maybe Harris is just like hiding in them for old time's sake. Ugh.
Sure, yeah. As you approach the barrels, you kind of you get a really strong kind of waft of something foul up to your nostrils. And as you reach forward, do you choose to open one?
Yeah.
Yeah. You pry back the wooden top of one of the barrels, and floating in some sort of liquid, almost smells like vinegar, is a rotted, desiccated corpse. The flesh barely hanging from its bones as it kind of peers up in sort of a half skeletal, half mortal look of fear, perpetually kind of trapped by rigor mortis. One of the eyes is kind of just dangling out, still widened with terror. It smells truly egregious. More than 10 seconds in the presence of this, and I would definitely call for a toughness check. Double check here.
Yeah, I'd absolutely, after seeing that, just like slam the barrel's lid against the fucking barrels, like, ugh.
Yeah, cooking skill.
Cooking? No.
Okay, never mind then.
I, the player, know that he might be soaking it in vinegar to try and pickle it, but my player character, no.
Yeah, you'd be right as the player, but unfortunately your character might not. No.
An entire barrel full of vinegar. Name in a more iconic duo of shit smells.
I would just call for toughness if you lingered, but if you don't linger, then it's no big deal.
Oh yeah, I don't linger, and assuming there's like no second barrel there, then I'll probably go on my way.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it does seem like somehow Harris managed to maybe slip out during the battle. Although, with only one method of exit, that seems rather strange.
Sure.
Another thing that you can take note of is it doesn't seem like every outlaw is here. When you had been brought back initially, You were kept company by what you can only assume to be 4 distinct
5 guys.
voices. Yeah. However, you do recall that when you had been here last, there were easily at least another 2 voices that are unaccounted for. 3 if you include Harris. However, in the time that it took for Atticus and Morgan to assail the gates, it doesn't really seem...
Okay, so Atticus is gonna walk on back out.
Yep.
He'll walk up to a prisoner.
Okay.
He's gonna point his rifle at this man's head and say, "Where'd they go?"
Yep. You point a rifle at his head. The man currently with a hand kind of pressed to a nasty-looking gash in his leg, and a really brutal cut on his left arm, kind of looks up at you and he kind of spits, telling you nothing.
Yeah. Okay. So he cocks the gun.
Mm-hmm.
He says, "Are you sure?"
Closes his eyes, anticipating.
Well, shit, they must be paying you good. And then he just fucking baps him in the face with the gun anyway because it's not loaded.
Yep, you fucking... He calls your bluff successfully. You kind of... You might give him a bit of a look, but you tilt your gun upward and you blast him in the side of the cheek with the butt.
And then he looks up to Morgan and says, "They probably took him back looking for that reward."
Yeah. Morgan kind of looks between the two of them. And they took my finger clamps from the cart as well. I can't do much here.
Fuck. Wow. That's only the start of the problem. That fucking ogre destroyed one of the wheels.
Well, these 2 aren't worth much. They're small fry. The ogre's where the money's at, and he, well, he's big, but as you saw, he's quite quick.
Probably have an easier time tracking him down, but knows what kind of state he's in.
Harris was also the other part of that money.
Yeah.
We'd be better off just shooting these 2 and moving on.
Yep.
Both of the men kind of look toward each other. Their hands are bound, and the second it looks like they might flee, Morgan's grip tightens on his weapon.
Atticus takes the opportunity to look down at him and say, "Well, this is it, last chance."
The bandit kind of looks up at you for a moment. He kind of sneers and then goes, "Let's be honest. You were going to kill us both." He spits a bit of blood to the dirt.
Atticus just sort of looks at the dirt and then gives a shrug. "Well, you heard him. Your lives aren't worth much. It'd be more expensive to kill you than just leave you."
You mean that in reverse, right?
No, because bullets are expensive. Fuck you.
No, you're saying it would be more expensive to take you with us than to just kill you. Right?
No, he's saying it's literally more expensive for him to kill them because
Oh.
it costs him silver per shot.
Just
True.
slit their throats.
Yeah, just stab him.
Yeah, but then he'd have to fucking get blood on himself, and you
Just like rub it on their fucking furs if you're not gonna.
You're not squeamish anymore, though.
Oh yeah, what a fucking upgrade!
Morgan kind of goes, right, well, I'm not in the mood here to waste too much time. He takes out his sword and he just
Yep.
throats the first guy. The second guy kind of mixture of exhausted and too injured to fight back, kind of closes his eyes and then just he chokes to death on his own blood.
God, what a fucking waste.
Yeah, well, they wouldn't have given us more than a couple silvers anyway, and we would have paid that and then some to feed them and watch them, and you only want to go for the ones that give you money. This isn't work.
Yep, good enough. Hey, Randall.
Randall comes walking up, holding fucking Wallace's completely destroyed helmet with a fucking hole in its forehead. He puts it on, looks up at Atticus, splays his arms wide, takes it off, and then throws it to the side. How appropriate.
Yeah.
It's a fairly substantial entry and exit route. Just try to picture what a 69 caliber ball would look like going through something.
Big explosion.
Yeah, basically just like put on fucking Wallace's hat and then just like fucking was like, hey, look at me, I have a hole in my fucking head, and then he takes off the hat and then just throws it to like this guy's corpse.
That's funny because you actually do.
Yeah, that's funny because he actually does. Oh wait, we haven't told Morgan.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Fuck, did I say take the wheel? Oh yeah, he's gonna just go back, take the wheel, come back.
Yeah, you come back with the wheel, and then as you do so, Morgan kind of looks at you, and he kind of winces, and the other one
Shakes his head. This
Gods-
is all we got.
Gods be damned. I was afraid that would happen. Well, kind of shrugs.
Look, at least it wasn't both of them.
Did you at least find the crab traps?
Did we find the crab traps?
You
There
didn't.
wasn't mentioned.
You didn't
So
find
he
them.
shakes his head sadly. No, they must have taken them.
Randall's gonna be over here just like pilfering this guy who's been
Kinda just-
pretzeled by the ogre for his furs.
Kind of just gives a look of just utter defeat. It's like the one thing he wanted to take away from all of it. Well, those are the most valuable things in that pile of junk. Well, at least our load is lightened. And that cart wasn't cheap when I got it. Might as well drop that wheel. We're not going to be fixing it anytime soon. Better off just buying a whole new cart and have the gold for it.
Yep, he chucks the wheel into the gate.
And you might need to get that looked at. He kind of points at his cheek. You leave that out for too long, it's going to turn green and start smelling funny. The cut on your face from when the door like flew by at fucking Mach speed.
Yeah.
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 Well, Randall, did you enjoy your vacation?
I can't say I enjoyed getting 2 new holes in me.
What do you mean 2 new holes?
My character looks at Atticus. Should I show him?
Might as well.
Well, Morgan, you remember when I told you that me and Atticus were cursed by some strange witch?
I recall you saying a lot of wild madness.
Well, here's one more. My character reaches up and slowly peels back the dirty rag that Atticus had put over his head.
Morgan's eyes kind of widen in disbelief as he takes several steps closer, almost as though he believes it's a trick of the light.
I am carrying a lantern.
Yeah, he still believes it's a trick of the light.
Same.
Kind of looks at the first wound in the shoulder, and then he kind of dismisses it. It's possible to survive that. His eyes trail up toward the what seems to be a very similar wound directly in the center of your forehead. And he kind of falls oddly quiet. It's not a quip, nor jest, nor question. What have I gotten into?
Tell us about it.
What are you? What are both of you? Both of you like this?
Atticus shrugs. I'm not. Don't look at me. Cause
See about that.
take no damage.
Wait. Morgan kind of gives you a look. How have those bandages not been soaked through?
My character shrugs. I've not been bleeding since this encounter started. I've been shot twice.
And he's got the fucking lights on. Is he looking for me?
Curse, you say. Better not have cursed me.
You weren't there when that happened.
Look, I don't understand how you sorts work, and I'd rather not find out. As far as I know, just by being next to you, I'm in trouble. Look. It's been interesting. Both of you. But, I think we should go our separate ways. You can keep whatever you found here, and I'll just be on the road. I'll find my way, I always do. As for you, this is about where I draw the line. I don't get involved with curses and all sorts of strange, mystical foolery. He kind of, he kind of turns on you both, and then before he leaves and starts walking out of the cave, he goes, consider the black bomb a token of goodwill. And good luck to you both. Whatever you've gotten yourselves into. Alright, he begins walking toward the exit.
Good luck to you too, Morgan. Whatever that seems that's worse these days.
Nah, save that look for yourselves, lads. Whatever you've gotten yourselves into, I couldn't help you with. You're in the hands of the gods. He's to walk out. Alright. It is now just you and Atticus.
He just made the list.
He didn't ask for a share, and he just helped us break out your friend. He just made the list.
Not unwaveringly loyal to the point of general retardation and massive autism.
Made the list.
The list. Yep.
Yep. Fuck you for not being a standard RPG party member and going along with whatever heinous bullshit I concoct, you fucking traitor.
I'm gonna have him and Elias fusion Han to a fucking final boss for you.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
gonna kill it. I'm gonna kill it and fucking shoot it in the head.
Alright, you two are now kind of alone in the silence of the cave, surrounded by nothing but death and further back the rancid stink of carcasses.
Well, Atticus, are we gonna go looking for the ogre again, or... Well, we don't really have a way to transport any part of its body. Or are we going to look for Gerard?
So I'm just taking a Duhigg minute.
Yeah, no shit.
Hold up, it hasn't been a minute yet.
Alright, Debo, time to lead, Debo. Alright.
Alright, we're gonna head after Gerard, because that's the only way we gotta go. And the ogre, well, fuck if I know where the ogre went. It's probably babbling in a fucking corner somewhere. Although, that would make him easier to kill.
Brian, what quality were the furs of the random guy who got fucking pretzeled by the ogre?
Are you serious?
Oh my god.
Regular spoon. Regular
I was just making sure it wasn't broke, Dick.
spoon.
What happened to the table?
Hold on. I was trying to switch it to the map of the setting, but fuck it, I'm nerfing you all. Here you go.
Put the setting map back on, bitch.
Alright. Yes. Hold on, I need to name this thing.
How many of those do you have?
Just one.
You've had just one for the past 3 sessions.
I've been banking them and not using them until I felt like it.
Yeah, and then you fucking reset it, you piece of shit. I'll kill you.
No, I've had 2 for a long time. I just never used them.
Kill you.
Y'all are just hella paranoid. Hella paranoid.
You used one on the ogre.
Every time Debo complains, I get an extra
you
one.
used one on the ogre, you fuck.
What on the ogre?
Fucking one.
I wish I had the old fucking save. Tell you what, I'll take your word for it. I'll go down to 0.
Yeah.
But if you're lying, or if you just happen to forget, I'm gonna go up to 3. Alright!
Now it's Trust and Spoon. Fuck you, it's all his fault.
Alright.
I'll put the bandage back on.
So you guys want to go back after Gerard. Alright, what's the situation? What are your supplies looking like? What do you have to work with?
I mean, I have a backpack full of shit. The only thing I lose out on losing the card is not having an easy way to move my fat ass around.
Yeah, that does suck. Quite a bit. Okay.
We also had 2 guys in a cart, I think. But they didn't come with us? Question mark.
2 guys. What?
I thought we had 2 guys, 2 henchmen. Is that
No.
mine and Brian's game?
No, you just shot the 2 people you were thinking about making.
No. Before them, there were 2 other guys in a cave. Maybe it's our game I'm thinking of.
I'm pretty sure thinking yours and Brian's game.
Yeah, maybe thinking.
Yeah. Okay. Fuck, I don't know, dude. Morgan was the man with the plan. He's all gone because Spoon's a freak. So
my character doesn't have a basis for what's fucking normal, so he asked you. He's like,
fucking
yeah, sure, fucking.
Evo. Literally everything was being done for us, but because Spoon's a fucking faggot, now I have to do shit.
yeah. Yes, correct.
Big fucking Sag, bro.
Am I wrong?
Spoon existing, Debo. By the way, you.
Fuck you.
It's hella taxing. All right, I think I actually have a me here. Just take a picture so that I can. Go. Now, let's see if this is actually legit, so that you guys can have some aids to look at. Custom score. Do this. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't. Yeah. There you go. All right. So you guys basically are in this section here. You guys are basically like here. Yep. You are.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. This is a pretty common place for caravans, travelers, farmers, people going to sell their goods to market, all sorts of good stuff. They go through there, and then usually on their way to Willenheim, all the way to Uldrick, which is a much larger riverside settlement. The biggest trading port away from the capitals is Raban, which is to the north of Uldrick. And the reason why tends to be because it's close to the elves and they have access to goods and deals that pretty much nowhere else has access to. But, you know, in typical Merchant Republic fashion, it all tends to trickle to different spots. But the supply is limited, so the prices are high. Yeah, you guys are basically on your way to Willenheim, which was the initial plan. But you don't have to go there if you don't want to. That was just where Gerard was Gerard was last seen going. To the north, you have Sten, the south you have Uchten. If you continue to keep passing through Willenheim, then you can get to Uldrich, and all the way to Shifka, which is a mining town. Or you can go completely through Shifka and all the way through and around the Great Crater, and cross the bridge into Flaccus, which is the first imperial town over the Sistane River. So you're about halfway across the Merchant Republic, give or take. With some time, you'll eventually be back in the Imperium. That being said, though, yeah, if you're still planning on chasing Gerard, then the directions you got would take you through Willenheim and possibly through to Uldrich, since those are the places that make the most sense to visit. There's a dwarf hold to the south, Clan Holdramek, which typically dwarves don't deal much with people that aren't there exclusively for trade. They don't really let most people in to just visit. It's not a thing. Only very important diplomats, emissaries, and other people of like note are actually allowed to like go into dwarven cities and speak to people, unless they're also dwarves, or vouched for by a dwarf from an upstanding family. So it's uncommon for people to go there. Xanthias,
we could have gone there if we still had a fucking dwarf.
Yeah, I mean, Hadley just seems to have pieced out. He's got a bad feeling, lost his nerve. Maybe he got swallowed by the sea. Maybe he was mugged, kidnapped. Who knows?
He's a cowardly piece of shit is what he is.
Maybe he was just drunk and never got off the boat.
Oh yeah, he's on the list.
Maybe he fell off the boat before getting there. Who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah, so oh boy Atticus says, okay, well, we're on the road again, Randall.
Oh.
We're heading east. Willenheim. Gonna ask around there, see if we can find anything about Gerard, I mean.
Sure. Give me a census check. I call for a 30.
$16.
Okay.
Where did my dice go? Oh, it just hovered in at 8. Okay. Senses. Yeah, there's no way.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, you don't notice anything particularly strange or bizarre as you leave the cave. All right. It's raining at the moment. The downpour is starting to really add up, and typically in this part of the Merchant Republic, this type of weather isn't unheard of. It tends to be the more hospitable. Lots of the farming and general animal husbandry tends to take place on this side, since the other side of the Merchant Republic is less hospitable toward agriculture and farming in general. The rain is good. It allows wells to refill, people to get to cheap, easy source of water, and more importantly, do you guys carry water skins or anything?
Yeah, I got a backpack full of shit, dude.
Assuming the rain continues, when you find a place to kind of settle in for the night, you can kind of leave your water skin out and collect some water. It's raining fairly heavily. I would also require, as you guys kind of walk through the rain, for you guys to make health checks. Give me something greater than a 10.
I think I auto that.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I fucking beat that shit.
11.
Okay. Yep. All right. Moving through the hard rain, you can feel the formerly kind of merely moist soil under your feet now begin to turn muddy and resistant. The leaves also the leaves become sticky and kind of slippery, and you have to kind of second guess a couple of your footholds as you kind of traverse over some of the small hills to avoid falling and injuring yourselves. Although Randall perhaps a bit less so. As you continue forward, in the distance you can see a rather prominent-looking and large set of wagons with what appear to be mounted accompaniment on either side. A lot of it. If you had to guess, who here has academics?
Randall.
I do.
Hey, yeah, just get a 10. 10 or higher, and you're...
Yep. 10.
17.
Wait, I gotta do a crit. Nice. 25.
Okay, and how much did you get, Spoon?
17.
Okay, I'll use the higher of those results, but basically you both get quite good rolls. Yeah, you can both, even in spite of the distance, you can pick out closer you get as you're traveling on the kind of wide open plains until you say otherwise. Grassy plains, rather. You can count approximately 15 mounted guards on either side of these caravans. So 8 on one, so a couple on either side, some at the front, some at the back. And that does not include anybody that could be within these particular caravans. You also note that a lot of these, of course, as I'm giving you the description, the distance is slowly closing. You also note that they seem to bear very familiar heraldry. You've seen it before. Who wants to make a recall check?
I will.
Yeah, sure.
Let me guess, man in white's coming for that ass. Let's see, 17 again.
Yeah, I think that's just 12.
All right. You would recognize this particular heraldry as belonging to House Dunkirk, which is the house of the merchant lord who currently resides over Lakeshore. However,
which I'm sure is especially curious because he doesn't own these lands.
Yep. However, what's especially odd is you were unaware, based on what you had seen, that the Lord was even alive or functional. A lot of Lakeshore seemed to have been taken over, or at the very least...
I mean, I saw the Lord.
But Spoon did
You
not.
did. I didn't.
Oh, yeah.
You were by yourself. You hadn't seen any hair or sign of anyone else other than the Lord, and in some cases didn't even see the Lord himself. And more importantly, it's often strange for such a kind of intimidating force to be crossing over into the kind of duchies and baronies of the other merchant lords. So, who has any kind of political talent?
I have the skill, I think.
Do you have any sort of... Okay, do you have any sort of upbringing in the form of nobility or courtly or political kind of matters? Not that somebody owes you a favor, but you actually were raised to kind of recognize diplomacy or certain types of diplomacy, or kind of fathom as to why this could be an occurrence.
I mean, I was, but then the political skill got removed, so...
What I will let you do is I'll let you guys roll on... Here, let me find a thing. Unless I already have a talent for that. Anybody have local knowledge, Acretia?
Yeah.
No. Spoon does.
You do? Okay, Spoon. Yeah. Roll me a local knowledge creature.
I have legal knowledge of Cretia.
Yeah, that probably wouldn't do. I'm just trying to see if there's a way you guys can get a roll on this. 2 seconds. I'm gonna just yeah, okay, so political connections is very specific right now. Would this be unusual knowledge? No. Theology is thing. Okay, so like I guess and I mean it's not there, but this would probably fall under like either an upbringing specifically or like courtly kind of, I'm going to call it political savvy, but basically that's what it is. It's like you kind of might have an idea, or you actually hold on, maybe there's a social skill you can roll on. There's a social skill you can roll on. Yeah, this is more of an upbringing thing. Okay. I'll give you guys a roll of yeah, I'll give you guys just an int check. It's not much, but give me a 15 just rolling raw int plus a d10. If you succeed, I can give you like kind of a guess.
9.
But without the specific skill, I can't really give you much. All right, 9 total.
Yep.
Okay. Debo, what do you get?
For what?
So what I'm letting you do is just roll raw int plus a d10, and if you get 15 or higher, then I'll like allow you a guess. This would be a special.
I got 15.
You got 15 on the dot?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I can give you
6.
Yep, I can give you very little because it's a specialized kind of area, but what I can tell you is if you had to guess, you'd probably say that maybe some sort of diplomatic meeting had been arranged. Like, why else would they be there, right? And typically you wouldn't send carriages to war, at least not that kind. So,
well, there's multiple baronies, right? So that tracks.
Yeah, I mean that's the only thing you could guess at. If there had been anything else behind that, then it would be a bit more obvious. But yeah, this particular traveling group does seem to bear the Lakeshore banner as well as that of the current or former, depending on how you look at it, ruling merchant lord, which was Hans Dunkirk. Yeah, that is what I can give you at the moment. You guys are currently on the road. You're fully visible. They've likely seen you, just like you've seen them. The rain is coming down fairly hard. However, it's not nighttime.
Would it be
yet
reasonable with my character's intelligence to assume this is a detachment of men who've basically been extricated from their homes because of the Man in White?
I would say that would be a stretch.
Okay.
Because there's no way to know why they're here. You'd just be throwing a random guess out there. Maybe. Not impossible, definitely a bit of a stretch. Any other questions?
No.
Okay. Yeah, unless you tell me otherwise, you're traveling in the open road in plain sight. They've seen you, you've seen them. They continue forward. They've definitely got a substantial enough numbers advantage on you that they don't really need to be concerned with 2 random travelers. And more importantly, this is definitely not your typical group. All of these men seem fairly well armed and armored. And
well, where's the capital? Is it Willenheim or Oldrich?
So the main capital of the Merchant Republic is Cronenberg.
Huh.
Yeah, it's always Cronenberg because it's the port that faces the most places, and is thus the most wealthy.
Okay, so that's the stars mean though.
Yeah. Yeah, nobody's ever been to Cronenberg. You guys were in Lakeshore, which is the second largest city.
So if these guys are going anywhere,
So basically, what this kind of looks like is each part, and I'll have a political map kind of drawn up for you guys at some point. But essentially, how each place works is different. For Acretia, how it tends to work is each area is divided into sections. Each section has a merchant lord that presides over one of the two sections. Under that merchant lord, there are other merchants that manage specific settlements. And then there is a kind of a large merchant council that doesn't preside over those areas, but presides over the whole country. They've got a really weird form of government. It's completely elective. So I've got to write that shit down. But they've got a strange system. But the TLDR is that you have one ruling big shot lord who kind of makes the call for the area he's assigned to, and there's two of them. Then you've got hit kind of so basically it's the equivalent of dukes. Barons.
Yeah, so this guy's gonna go talk to the other one. I get you, but like, where's the other one live? Like, does he live in Xanthus or Aldrich?
You don't know. Like, you don't know that he lives somewhere. They don't all live in the cities that they preside over. You would have to ask around if that's even knowledge that's given to people. Usually, they don't hide their locations. They're fairly
They're fucking merchants, like.
Yeah, I mean they're merchants, but just because they're merchants doesn't mean they'll deal with you. They always have a specific clientele.
Oh, yeah, racist, fucking toxic, misogynist. Yeah, okay.
You could always ask. Who's the merchant?
We just keep walking, I guess. Like, I don't know. Yeah. I don't want to start no shit with them.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What do you want to do, Spoon? Do you have anything you'd like to do?
My character's trying to avoid people at the moment.
Okay. I mean, you look injured, but unless you were to just remove your bandages entirely and just keep them off forever, there's no reason why somebody would just fucking go and accost you. Although, if you just wish to avoid encounters, yeah, it's fine as well.
I mean, I have a basis of comparison that apparently fucking some jovial knight apparently gave Atticus most, if not all, of his money, and then just... Yeah. So, my character has very little, like, basis of comparison for knights. Is like, do they all act? Probably not, but I don't want to take that risk.
So
like,
the merchant...
you want to fucking check your bandage? She's like, no.
Yeah, the Merchant Republic doesn't really have knights, per se. They have, like, varying degrees of mercenary. Pretty much. And it is also not uncommon to see the Merchant Republics working hand in hand with ogres, although that tends to be reserved for very wealthy castes of the Merchant Republic, because ogres are very, very expensive to upkeep, especially when you have a lot of them.
Sure, but my character is an Imperial and has no Accretion local knowledge, so he probably wouldn't know that.
Yep, I thought you did for a second, but I guess... So
did I, because, like, legal, local, almost fucking the same word when you look at it from like a glance.
Two L words, both have knowledge. Yep. Okay. Eventually you guys will kind of... do you guys make way for the horses at all, or the carriages? Okay, yeah, sure. So as they begin to pass by, they don't accost you or, in other words, bother you. They just kind of...
Wait, they're heading back towards Lakeshore, you mean?
Well, they're heading toward the direction you came from on the path. You don't know if they're heading to Lakeshore or anywhere else, but you do know that they're heading back to that direction.
Maybe they're going after the ogre, for all we know.
I mean, if you're curious, you could try and, like, hail them and ask.
My character's good.
Okay. Yeah, at the moment, you're just kind of letting them pass.
Yeah, it's all good. We cruising.
Okay. I will roll a 1d10, since there is nothing spectacular that happens in this particular encounter. And I will...
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, the journey back to Willenheim is somewhat uneventful. But give me a census check, both of you. As you leave the... kind of the forested outcroppings past the bridge. Give me a 25. I'm lowering it by 5. As you get out of the cover, you...
It's still impossible.
Yep. Okay. Right. What do you get, Spoon?
12.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you don't seem to think anything is wrong. You continue along your way toward Willenheim, but eventually slogging through the wet, muddy road and kind of having the rain beat on you for what seems like hours, relentlessly soaking your clothes through, it just kind of starts to make you think perhaps it's time for a rest. Give me a health check. If you fail, I'm going to call for a 15. If you fail, I will say that you will be exhausted at the first tier, which is a -1 to all your checks until you are rested.
5.
All right, Spoon, you're at -1 on everything until you sleep. Debo,
Yeah, I didn't make it.
you make it?
No.
No, you don't make it. Okay, yeah, you're both starting to get tired. You're not so tired that you're incapacitated or useless, but it's starting to build up. You're in some unpleasant terrain. It's raining. You just got out of a battle. You started walking soon thereafter. Thankfully, you had a good meal recently, so that helps. But you're starting to get a little bit peckish. Something just to nibble on. Not much, but something to keep you going. Do you guys wish to stop and eat or keep walking?
I'm good with stopping to eat.
Okay. All right. Debo, I assume you wish to kind of sit and just kind of take a few minutes under maybe like a rock or something nearby. Give you enough cover.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. You find kind of a rocky outcropping that gives you just enough cover to be comfortable, although occasionally you have to deal with a bit of splash over as the rain continues to beat down upon you both. What do you guys have to eat?
Well, we don't have any of the deer shit, unless that was in one of the barrels, which I don't believe we found.
You did open one of them, and then we're like, bro, fuck this, and stop. That being said, you guys found what you could. And,
Everybody's favorite, rations.
we back to jerky?
We're back
I
to
mean, I have
fucking
good
jerky.
rations.
Okay, yeah, so Debo, you might actually have decent food. Okay, yeah.
I got fucking supplied from my best friend.
Did you write down exactly what those good rations entailed?
No, I think I just wrote good rations.
Okay. I'm going to downgrade those to average quality. I'm going to say that due to the weather, due to the fact that you've been walking for quite a while,
Yeah, typical
the fact that it's been
fucking
soaking through your back,
bullshit.
due to the fact that it's been soaking through your backpack and kind of ruining some of the bread and just kind of making a bit of the fish and a bit of the chicken a bit kind of unpleasant. Still better than jerky,
Yeah,
but
okay.
I will chew your meat. Are you crazy?
Yeah, that. Yeah, that. Yeah, that.
Devo gets up on stage. Me, no.
Me
Yeah.
do literally anything. Oh man, Debo, you gotta get fucked first. Okay,
very nice.
sick. Cool.
That being said, all of this food is still better than jerky. Do you share any with Spoon, or do you let him eat his beloved?
You can fucking starve, fuck Spoon, piece of shit, fucking cocksucker, motherfucker. I'm gonna feed him some. Fuck it.
All right,
Shit.
you give a bit to Spoon. Atticus kind of breaks open his pack, and fortunately, a lot of the bread is sort of soggy and unenjoyable. Some of the fish looks a bit off, and the chicken ain't great either. But it's not jerky, and he's willing to share some of that with you. What do you want to take, Spoon? He's got enough. How much do you have ration-wise, Debo?
8 days.
How many, sorry?
8.
8 days?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he's got a lot. Like, you could probably go ham on it, and unless he stopped you, you could have a pretty good meal.
I'll probably take some of the bread.
Sure, yeah, you take some of the soggy bread and kind of feel the moist, spongy texture in your hand. Kind of off-putting, but
Needs must.
get over it. Yeah, and what else? Do you take anything else?
No, that should just be it.
All right, you just take a bit of bread. You take a bite?
Yeah.
Yeah, you raise the bread to your mouth and you just take a bite of this kind of unremarkable, disappointing meal, but something's off. The second you
taste?
bite into the bread, you have this gross feeling in your mouth, like somebody upended a bucket of ashes in your mouth. Just terrible, terrible taste.
What the fuck?
You bite into it and you kind of you double check to make sure the bread is wet, and lo and behold, as you can touch and feel, it is. And even as you kind of play with the section you had bitten into, it's still moist. But as you keep tasting it, it's off. It's literally like somebody poured some sort of dust in your mouth, and it's awful. Your mouth feels so dry and just devoid of taste. Give you an idea, Spoon. It's like a chalk explosion in your mouth.
Oh, good.
It's just unpleasant. Like really, really not great. And unless you choose to, or unless you can, you basically very obviously signal this. Like if Atticus is looking your direction, he kind of sees your expression. Like, whoa, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, like I don't think my character was prepared to fucking act fucking the swollen swole who swolled through fucking a pile of ash that he suspected was bread.
Pause game. Debo, are you also eating?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, you as well. You kind of take your pick of the things you want to eat. A bit of cheese, bit of bread. Kind of mix a bunch of it together. Get a nice mouthful of all three. You go. You take a big bite, and what? You both almost simultaneously kind of give the same exact expression and feel the exact same unpleasantness as you bring this food to your mouth. Just a disgusting dust-like explosion. Just devoid of anything but just dryness.
What in the almighty's name?
You can hear
Man, that tastes like shit. That's what he says.
And even your character, Debo, would note that that's not the kind of taste that accompanies something that is this moist. Even the bread, which is clearly soggy and wet, is drier than bones. You guys wish to eat any more?
Yeah.
All right, yeah,
Yeah, give me more. I like eating shit.
Okay, yeah, you take another bite, and again, your mouth is just overwhelmed by this harsh, dry, dust-like taste. Give me a if you guys choose to continue eating, I will call for a.
Give me a sec, real quick. Got a phone
Sure. Spoon, if you choose to keep eating, I would call for a toughness check. The first one will be 50. Just to kind of cram this disgust down as best you can. This is really unpleasant. Like basically, Spoon, this is the equivalent of doing the cinnamon challenge, except like flavorless.
Ew.
It's really not great.
Okay, before that, my character would like to fucking use sense magic.
Okay. Go for it. 2.
11.
11 total?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Give sense magic one more read over just to make sure I don't skip giving you. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Cool. Yeah, your magical senses picks up the same thing. The same thing it had picked up in the cave is the same thing picking up now. You see the same sort of bizarre, kind of ominous, purpley black aura kind of lingering not over Atticus, but when you turn your vision inward into yourself. and those very same kind of thin puppet-like strings attached to every joint, almost in a calculated manner, are still there, still sort of lightly pulsating with sinister black magic that you cannot fully identify. Again, the same vision. As you turn your gaze down toward the food, it doesn't seem to be magical at all. It doesn't seem to be anything overtly special about it. Nothing that you could pick up on anyway.
Alright, Randall's gonna keep his private suspicions to himself, and then is gonna try and fucking stomach the food.
Yeah. As you
Oh yeah, man. I mean,
You-
it's fucking little bitch. What do I have to roll again? Sorry, I was...
just roll toughness. You're basically trying to cram this food down when it's incredibly unpleasant. The description I gave to Spoon is every time you take a bite, it's like doing the cinnamon challenge minus like the taste. It's like you're eating chalk.
I got 11, so I vomit everywhere.
You don't vomit.
Just
Oh, unless you choose to, but yeah, you basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. You guys might like try some water to just kind of wash the taste out of your mouth as best you can.
Yeah,
But,
take a big mouthful of water to gulp back the shit.
Yeah,
That's how you eat shit, you know?
as you begin to pour back the water into your mouth, the second it touches your tongue, it almost has a strange, almost slug-like texture in contrast. Just it almost feels as though you poured just a million wiggling worms into your.
Ew.
Ebo, give me a sanity check. Or roll a 1d10 rather. Sorry. Yep. Gain 1 insanity. The sudden clash of reality and expectations, the feelings and tastes and everything kind of being off is starting to get to you. On top of everything else that has been happening so far, even you might begin to doubt your grip on reality.
Oh, I'm doubting my grip on reality.
It seems as though at the moment you may find no joy in food. Spoon, as you begin to kind of search for answers and come up with your own theorems, you notice it's slight, but your skin is a little bit just slightly paler than normal, and it seems like some of your nails are looking a bit off, yellowy, brittle. Just a bit. Nothing too alarming, but you're starting to become a bit more sensitive to these little details.
Fucking necromancy.
Okay, Spoon. I'm going to give you a check on this. Debo does not get a check because he is not specialized here. You have magic knowledge, Spoon?
Mm-hmm.
Give me a magic knowledge check. This would be a specialty check. Normally under necromancy, you are not a necromancer, but hit a 15, and I can give you basics and some theories your character might be able to come up with based on what's happening.
You know, we don't get checks in this game. Shut the fuck up.
What'd you end up rolling, Spoon?
With my intelligence 5.
Do you have anything that modifies that even a bit?
I have a general talent. Like, I don't. There's no
Oh, what is
knowledge
it?
for
Oh, okay.
magic.
Oh, right. What does the talent say? Actually, that might just
Unusual
give you-
knowledge.
hold on. That might actually just get you out of it.
I mean, I have that talent too.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
And you can both know this. Just let me double check real quick so I don't forget any details here, guys. Sure, it's under miscellaneous. I'm so fucking pissed my outline is ruined, dude. God damn it. Toxic bullshit. Miscellaneous. Pretty sure it's miscellaneous. Magic. Unusual knowledge. Okay. And you picked magic for your unusual knowledge. Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, I can give you both of this. So based on your backgrounds and whatever study or skill you've picked up in the area, if you both had to guess, what is currently happening right now is you seem to be experiencing the early stages of whatever horrendous hex had been laid upon you by this witch. Some of you are innocent bystanders of it, but wrong place, wrong time.
No, are you fuck?
It seems to be a slow acting curse that seeks to prolong life for some unknown reason and make it difficult for the current holders of the curse to perish naturally, or even by accident in this case. However, there seems to be a strange level of body morphism and sensory deprivation that comes with it. This is typically common in curses that are meant not just to inflict death, but also to provide incentive. They come with other reasons. This is obviously meant to not only punish, but also to direct through great long-term suffering the efforts of the people who are under it. And that's all I can. And you both kind of come to this realization. You guys can share this with yourselves, roleplay, debate, whatever you want to do. You are experiencing and feeling all of these symptoms. Although it seems that Randall's symptoms under closer scrutiny are just a bit worse for some reason.
Yeah, okay, I throw my food back in my backpack and stand up.
Yeah, you toss your food back in your backpack and kind of stand to your feet.
Yeah, and then I get back to walking.
Yeah, Randall sees Atticus suddenly kind of, after sort of spitting out his food and kind of puking a bit to the side, as discreetly as possible. You see him kind of stuff his food back in his bag frustratedly and kind of sling it back over his shoulder and just begin walking forward, either in anger or with some sort of renewed determination. What do you do, Spoon?
My character sighs, looks down, and grabs his walking stick, and then just gets up from the ground and starts trotting along.
Yeah, you grab your walking stick. Kind of. What do you do with the food? I guess you just.
We should talk about our trauma, Spoon.
I couldn't summon it.
You want some trauma? You want some coffee? Holy shit, bro! Oh,
I'm walking forward
MVP,
here,
brother.
I'm walking forward here. Yeah, that's MVP.
Dude, fucking literal double S tier needs immediate nerfs. God tier busted bullshit.
Fucking best role player in it. Anyway,
Talk about your trauma.
my leg.
Fucking kill me, brother. All right. Yeah, you guys both kind of silently, kind of just begin walking. Any words exchanged? Anything? Or do you guys just kind of continue forward just with these thoughts in your head to yourselves?
I mean, this really tells us nothing other than what you didn't already know.
Yeah, I already knew that shit. I could just keep walking. I'm fucking insane now, I guess. So I just walked ahead.
Wait, how much insanity do you have? You only have like 9, including this point.
I have like 8, including this point.
Oh, okay. So you don't even have 10 insanity. You're pretty fucking sane.
No, I'm insane now. I'm playing it for free.
All right. All right. Well,
I'm also the fastest reader in the world.
Okay. Now you are insane.
Let's see. Yeah, I gotta open this book.
Jesus Christ. I will chew your meat. Fucking hell, dude. I'm so tempted just to throw some caltrops on the road. Alright. Yeah, you guys basically continue forward with your journey. And I'll give one more fortune check to see if something neat happens on the road. Okay.
Chew your fucking meat.
Okay. Yeah. You can see Willenheim in the distance, and there's another figure kind of slowly ploddles on along the road.
It's Elias.
Short, hunched over, using some sort of gnarled branch to walk. Dirty, kind of raggedy cloak thrown over his form, and he moves at an excruciatingly slow pace. As you continue to walk by, you hear him kind of just muttering nonsense under his breath. Just illegible, garbled nonsense. As if he was not entirely all there. The man doesn't accost you or to stop you or speak with you. In fact, he doesn't even seem to be aware of your presence. He continues walking in a straight line, not even making way for you to pass him.
How small could this road possibly be?
Oh, what's that, Sven?
How small could this road possibly be?
I mean, you could just move. Like there's a lot of space to move. It's just he's kind of just taking up the whole road, or at least he's just kind of walking in the middle of it. Like, yeah, he is not taking up the whole thing. He's kind of dick. Usually, people try to they do the thing where they just kind of split off to the side and keep going. Unless like one person obviously needs the whole road, he just kind of doesn't even seem to be aware that you're there. He just seems to just mutter to himself. His raggedy cloak is horribly torn up. He doesn't seem to wear shoes, and you can kind of see like the wrinkled, kind of horribly mangled feet that kind of slowly and crookedly trudge along the path, littered with cuts, scabs, bruises, and other deformities. His hands as well are just in awful shape, as is the rest of his body, thin and horribly malnourished. You can see kind of a frizzly white beard peek out from underneath his cloak, and for what few seconds you can actually see his mouth moving, since the cloak hangs rather low, you can sort of see like a couple gnarled, broken, and yellowish teeth. What few, some are misaligned and horribly placed. This man is in bad shape. Give me a census check as you pass by. Give me a 20.
13.
This is a small detail. 13? Okay, Debo?
Nah, you fucking crackhead. Of course not.
Okay. Yeah, you don't tend to notice anything particularly outlandish, outside of the fact that, he's obviously a strange figure. His dirty clothes, just... yeah. Nothing spectacular about this man. Anything you could have noticed had passed you by. He continues to move forward, Occasionally, he trips up on himself and almost falls over before catching his balance and returning to his mumbling. You can hear you can hear one phrase, one simple phrase that he says, or at least you think he says, and it resonates with you particularly, Debo. You hear him say, ever so briefly, "Beware the realm of blackness, from which all doors cast shadows without light." But before he continues on his way, it seems as though once you kind of shake yourself out of this brief trance, you go back to just listening, or at least hearing through your kind of your I guess your casual hearing, really, just the babbling return to normal, if he had ever been babbling. But he seems to just be crazy. Yeah. Spoon, do you do anything?
No.
Okay, yeah, you're in a fairly similar situation. You can hear the same things as Debo. With the exception of what I just said, that was very clear. You didn't actually hear that, Spoon. To you, he's just babbling. And he has never stopped babbling. You, Debo, you heard that sentence exclusively, or at least you think you did.
I didn't hear shit.
Okay. You may choose to ignore it if you wish.
No, I straight up didn't hear shit.
Oh, you didn't hear the sentence I said?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you hear exclusively, beware the realm without shadows, whose doors cast light without them. Very cryptic, riddly nonsense. But
Okay.
give me a recall check. Yeah, give me a 15.
Nope.
Oh, that's a rough roll. You've made every recall check. All right.
I've
So
made every fucking check as a 1, brother. I don't make checks. Fuck out of here.
fucking hell, dude. Well, no Brian look for you, bro. No rig GM dice.
No, so I gotta try to kill Spoon more, and my fucking dice would be good.
TLDR, Spoon's fault, KW. Yeah, there's something weird about what he's saying, but who knows? With all the strangeness happening lately, this is just a crazy old man. Maybe you're just making it up in your head.
Yeah, maybe I am. Maybe
Who knows?
I am.
Who knows anymore? At this point, you're more concerned with what you're going to do to Gerard when you find him, because honestly, none of this would have happened if it weren't for him.
The fuck?
Your entire life would be entirely different if you did not have to chase this fucking man across the...
I'm gonna get there and he's gonna be like, "What did I do? Fuck off, idiot."
Alright. However,
Just as a reminder, I still have Crumbs of Fate active on Gerard.
yeah, you need to ask me for an update whenever you want to give it. But what I will tell you is that the trail of your Crumbs of Fate definitely begins to brighten and become a lot more detailed the closer you get to Willenheim.
Okay.
In fact, typically when this happens, it means you are that much closer to locating your target. Do you say anything to Atticus, or do you keep it to yourself? Only you can see this.
I'll probably wait until we're like very, very out of reach within the strange old man who's just babbling, just in case. Who knows? He might sound crazy, but who knows? Maybe a guard will just have an excuse to fucking beat my ass.
He's a fucking narc.
All right, so you're both battered housewives. Fair enough.
Yeah.
You want to talk about your twam with some coffee?
Yeah,
All right.
I do want to talk about
Devo's
it.
like, "Where's fucking Boston Mum?" Bullshit.
Yes, fucked up.
Boston Mum, please. No milkies for you, Devo. You fucking faggot. All
As
right.
we get out of earshot, I'm going to turn to Atticus. It seems we're getting near your quarry. Have you thought about what you're going to do to him once you get there?
Yes.
Anything that doesn't result in
Yeah.
us being bisected?
Couple of them. I just want to talk. I just want to have a talk. I just want to have a nice talk.
Atticus, your solution to every singular problem
I
that I've
just
seen has been
want-
to shoot it.
Hey, it's worked, hasn't it? It's worked this far. You know, maybe he'll be more receptive and open to talking, just like those bandits were when I had my weapon pointed at his head. Maybe he'll be more reasonable. You know, there's always the next time. Got to be a little bit more optimistic there, Randall.
Yes, I see. I appear to have lost my ability to discern sarcasm through the giant hole in my head.
Well, giant holes will do that. Just make sure you don't get a draft going through there. Probably make you sick or something. I don't know how that works.
Maybe when you piss off this prodigious swordsman who, well, knowing our luck, is actually all the hype. That he doesn't turn and attempt to give it a new roommate.
Well,
But I suppose we'll see when we get there.
he can try, but you know, I like my chances this time.
I got a good feeling about this one. We've lost the house and the kids and the wife, but this time it'll be different.
This time will be different. Also,
No, what's he gonna do? Kill me? Like, come on, fuck out of here.
what's he
gonna
gonna do? Debo, what's he...
What you gonna
hold
do,
on.
brother?
No, Brian. It's like, what's he gonna do? He's probably gonna sit there. I was like, wait a minute. I know what that is. You can't fire that in the rain.
We're gonna be inside. It's fine. It's fine. We're gonna go find.
This is out of
rest for the
character.
night.
This is not in character.
No, we're gonna go find a place to rest for the night, and then we're gonna resume the search, assuming the trail doesn't go fucking cold again. But I'd quite like a nap.
It's a shame we didn't drag those bandits along. We could have used the silver.
Actually,
Well,
Evo
we'll
still
make
has
do.
48 silver.
We'll
Hasn't
make do.
split with you.
I have
don't know
some.
I know.
Here's your share, Randall, and I hand him 15 silver.
Sure,
Fucking
what?
useless scumbag.
Shut the fuck up, Brian.
Now he has to admit he held out the whole time. Fucking oh yeah.
Randall asked him, share of what?
Yeah, this is from the bandits back at the cave. What I managed to collect. Your half, anyway.
This is what 24 silver spoon.
He's not giving me 24, he's giving me 15.
Yeah, he doesn't know. I could only got 30. Fuck you.
You said you were half, but I mean, you know, if you just want to say your share, that's different.
Whatever, same fucking difference, brother.
So I'm not giving him fucking half, okay? Fucking have 15 and fuck yourself.
Here's your share. Here, take your 15 coins. Now use them to fuck yourself, is what he's saying, essentially.
Don't worry, most people have a good translator. Ugh. Alright, yeah, he gives you 15 silver. Not too bad. Kind of makes you wonder how much he actually found, though. Do you want to make a roll? Do you want to make an empathy check, Spoon?
I mean, I was thinking about it, but I have no basis to, like, imagine that he'd... Oh, wait, no, the sword. Yeah, empathy check.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it said some shit, so...
Oh, do I got to roll?
Well, are you, I mean, you are...
Just saying, here's your share and handing him.
Yeah, sure.
14.
You're not really lying about anything. You're just kind of giving him his share.
Yeah,
Unless you have an express agreement with him to always split everything 50-50, you're not really lying. But you could be withholding something. Like, withholding information also falls under empathy. But I'll tell you what, roll bluff for now.
I don't really have bluff or anything, and I'm not really trying to bluff. I'm just, you know... So I'm gonna spend the rest of the money on fucking rooms.
You know what, Spoon? This might not actually fall under empathy. What I think this might fall under is it's just logic, really. Like, just you know what?
mean, yeah, that's why I was going. It's like I
Yeah.
have no basis to believe that he's like holding anything out on me. I didn't know that he searched the cave at all. I'm like, well, for all I know, he's just handing me cash.
Yeah, this is a weird one.
I mean, you can try,
just
but
take-
it
just
doesn't
take the-
fucking matter.
Just take the silver. It's a weird situation because he's technically not lying. He's not giving you half, but you had no agreement for half. Although, it's definitely more. Do you think you're entitled to more? Because you can always ask him questions if you want more, or if you think there's more.
Right,
'Cause I
Randall has
mean-
more like big dick concerns on his mind right now because, yeah, he's not enjoying the curse so far, and he's thinking of ways of trying to fuck with this witch.
Atticus isn't even genuinely trying to fucking fleece him. He's straight up giving him like half of 30, and then he's going to use the extra 12 or whatever the fuck to buy room.
And
I
I'm
thought you
not
were
a
just
mind
gonna-
reader, so I wanted to know that.
I honestly figured Debo was gonna melt down all 48 silver into a fat fucking ball and just write Gerard on it.
Honestly,
the
kinda.
pirate at Gerard through his musket.
Oh man, it wouldn't even.
I wasn't gonna, but now you've convinced me.
That'd be the dumbest shit you could possibly. Silver is awful for like any kind of force, but it would be funny.
You know what would be
He won't even
funnier?
shoot it. He'll just throw it at him.
You know what would be even funnier, Brian? If we go to like the fucking local blacksmith and fucking he just hucks his purse and I was like, Smith slave, make these coins into a bullet. That's the silversmith's job. I'll fucking
Fuck the
shoot you.
silvers.
Do what you do with steel. All right. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. He just hands you 15 silver,
Sweet.
and yeah. Continue role playing.
100 fucking coins to gold. God damn.
Yeah, gold is pretty big dick. Platinum is pretty. Yeah.
I mean, too bad nobody mugged your fucking. Oh wait, no, never mind. We had all shit taken. Never mind.
Yeah, it's was it 10 copper to 1 silver, 100 silver to 1 gold, 1,000 gold to 1 platinum.
Oh, where's my token?
Token? Oh, you want money tokens?
No, he
No,
wants
my
his
fucking-
his like player token who has gone missing.
I don't know. Randall's here. Did you like? Huh?
Like
Weird.
Liana's still
Maybe-
there. Fucking Randall's still there.
I require another lord.
Maybe like a
Alright.
backspace will fix this.
Shh. That's no problem. Yeah. Where is Lana anyway? What the fuck? Yeah, she's right there. Yeah, no, okay, yeah. I got rid of Morgan. Maybe I accidentally deleted you when I deleted Morgan, but like,
Oh well.
doubt it, because Morgan was all the way at the other side of the board. Whatever. All right, yeah. Spoon. You start to see the familiar pattern of the singular kind of thread of fate that you've been following up to this moment begin to shimmer and vibrate ever so slightly. You always kind of experience certain sensations with certain spells whenever they are about to fulfill themselves or essentially complete. As you reach the gates of Willenheim, this particular spell is just at the cusp of being finished. You're very close, meaning your target is near. You do not know how far away specifically or how long it would take you to get there, but wager to bet that he's somewhere in this rather large farming town. It's relatively well populated. The fields are kind of swollen with workers, kind of separating the wheat and collecting it essentially for this year's harvest. Occasionally, you'll see the odd guardsman patrol, mixed militia and actual proper armed and armored guardsmen from all from the capitals. merchants and other sorts of traders occasionally pass you by on the road, likely going to market their goods. And on the odd occasion, you have to make way for a kind of a farmer with his animals, kind of trying to get to the next pasture. This area is particularly peaceful, and although the rain has made traveling a bit difficult, even for those that have recently passed you by, it's starting to let up somewhat, although it is still going. You passed at least 2 carts that were stuck in the mud, but with no real way to assist them, the best move would be to let the local guard party kind of pick them up on the way. Being said, as you kind of approach Willenheim proper, and you get to the gated area that leads into the market, you are immediately hailed by a single guard at the top of one of the towers. Who goes there?
Ahoy! I do.
On what business do you come here?
Just traveling, looking to stay it in for the night.
Very well. Stay at the door. We will send one of our men to search you.
He fucking nods and...
Yep.
Yep.
A couple, actually not just one, but at the very least you've got 5 guardsmen kind of marching out from the inner gate. These men are armed and armored fairly well. You can see chain. 2 of them have maces. They each have a spear on their back, proper shields, excellent helmets. This area is well protected. Each of these
real quick.
Each of these men are 2 of them are younger, but at least 3 of them are definitely in their elder years, and they definitely bear the marks of battle and conflict. They are definitely not militia. At least these ones are not. One of the older gentlemen kind of walks up to you first off, and then goes, right. For you 2, youngers, come here. 2 of the young men kind of walk up to him. He goes, right. Whenever they enter the city, 1 on each side to keep them from trying anything. 1 of you will search them. I'll show you. Make sure this one doesn't do anything. We're looking for weapons, specifically.
My character looks at his staff, and then back at the group.
Right. He looks over at your character, Devo.
Oh, my character's a fucking walking armory.
Yeah, he just says, alright.
Probably would have given you back your hand crossbow.
Oh, true that, yeah.
I'll just write that off the sheet.
Hands up.
Yep.
He kind of
he's not hiding any as well.
Yeah, he will find everything. Like, unless you're making a concerted, like, some of the shit you can't hide.
Yeah, no, he's got everything in the open. He's not really.
Yeah. He kind of the guardsman kind of looks at you and goes, right. He pulls out a piece of parchment, and then he pulls out kind of an feathered inkwell, and he goes, 1 gone, 1 lower. 1. What blade are you using, Debo? You're using a longsword?
A masterwork katana?
Yeah, masterwork katana and a short sword.
Okay. 1 gone. 1 short blade. 1 strange blade. What else do you have on you?
Handheld crossbow, 12 bolts.
Yep. 1 small crossbow.
Spear.
Alright. 1.
5 throwing knives.
Eventually, as he gets to the 5th thing, and then the 6th thing, he looks at you real close, like with a sort of practiced gaze.
Yeah,
and he narrows his kind of eyes at you, and then goes, "I don't know why you're here or why you are armed to the teeth as you are. But leave all of that here. We have a personal chest we will keep it in. You can come and retrieve your belongings whenever you leave Willenheim, and we will give them back to you. Should your property be lost, then Willenheim proper will be forced to compensate you under the Merchant Lord's law. Is this understood?"
Well, yep, it's understood.
Very well. He kind of holds out his hands, and 2 of the older guardsmen also walk up, and they hold out their hands to take some of your weapons off you. And by some, I mean literally all of them.
Yep, he fucking takes all his weapons and hands them over.
Yep. And then he says, don't worry. We don't lose these things. We take our jobs quite seriously. Even those younger men that need a bit of breaking into the profession, they will make sure your things are in good care. Although, if you're looking for mercenary work, well, one of the more prominent visiting traders from Aldrich seems to have been looking for some capable folks. I don't know if he's found anyone yet. Something to do with his daughter. Based on this, you're not the kind of man that doesn't do that kind of work. Surprised if that's the case.
Thanks for the tip.
Yeah, keep it in mind. And you, he kind of gives your character a look, Spoon.
Yep.
Oh, and then he looks back at Atticus. What do they call you?
Atticus.
Right. He kind of writes your name down. A last name of sort, given name, family name, title.
Yeah, he gives his name. Hang on, I'll look at it. I don't even fucking remember.
Caecilius.
Yeah, Caecilius, yeah.
Yeah, he writes it down, then he goes, very well. We will have all your belongings appraised by one of our local merchants for an approximate value if anything happens to them. He kind of writes you down sort of kind of an IOU in the case of loss of your items. Kind of gives you this piece of parchment and says, should your items be stolen, missing, or otherwise, give one of our local quartermasters this and they will compensate you fairly exactly for what they're worth.
He nods.
Yep. Then he will move over to your character, Spoon. Do you have anything on you that could be construed as a weapon? Meaning, you can pass off your staff as like a walking stick. Do you have any daggers? Anything sharp? Anything very threatening?
My character has a basic set of like butchering equipment, and unless he counts like I don't know an ink quill or I know that'd probably be charcoal. Yeah, basically he has like a couple meat hooks, like maybe a butcher's knife, and the staff.
Yeah, he kind of gives you a search up and down, obviously noting your bandaged wounds. Huh. What happened to you then? As he kind of pats you down and looks and checks a couple of your pockets and then your bag.
Running with an underling of an ogre.
Would that be the one? Thanks for a second. Was that near Drime or Covenal? Somewhere around there?
Between the road of Covenal and here.
I heard reports that there had been some sort of ogre causing a rather unfortunate amount of trouble for the locals, but rogue ogres are not easy to deal with, and we have other problems here.
There's a gang of bandits using the ogre. They're all taken care of.
Didn't he
Rumors
threaten
are
to
true.
eat them like 3 times?
What's this one?
I'm basically looking over to Atticus and just like speaking like, didn't he threaten to eat them like 3 times?
Yes, he did. That is bargaining.
The guardsman laughs. Aye, when we fight in the Republic of the Lords, they often threaten to eat some of the men if they are not paid on time. We always pay them.
Yes, well, those bandits were not keen on paying this ogre on time.
Well,
He's quite upset with them.
few troublemakers less, but the ogre would have been better to get rid of. But how did you manage that?
Well, there was a third companion with us. We've parted ways. He had a... What are they? He makes a little circle with his hands. A little bomb. Noise like that in a cave like that. It's a startling thing.
He kind of thinks for a couple seconds and really tries to pull something from his memory. The miners use it sometimes? Is that what you're talking about?
Atticus shrugs. I just know that it scared that fucking thing out of the cave.
Well, at least we won't have to deal with the bandits. He wouldn't be the first man to come in here looking worse for wear.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that's right. Of course, if I had a silver piece for every stranger that came in here looking odd, at least have a couple extra silver a week. But you're definitely the most heavily armed, at least. That isn't fighting for the Republic, of course.
He nods. Say you didn't happen to see a guy, probably almost as heavily armed, traveling with a kid.
Couple seconds. Heavily armed man traveling with a child. And that's it? What do they look like?
Didn't I give you a picture of him?
Yeah, he fiddles with his bag a bit and then finds a little picture of him.
Oh god, that's probably soaked by now.
Yeah, it's all like
Yeah,
fucking
so
runny
it's-
and shit. And he's just like, it's too bad, you know.
Hair color, anything? Skin
Uh,
color? What does he look like?
Yeah, he tries to describe them as best he can. I assume Gerard's like big,
Oh,
dark
yeah,
hair.
he's larger than normal. Definitely stands out. Broad-shouldered.
The kid has like olive skin or something. I remember, like
Yeah.
fucking yeah.
Olive complexion, dark hair, kind of a resting bitch face. Give a recall check, and that will determine how good your description is. Both of you can do it if you wish, if you know
Sure.
what these characters look like.
I mean, I met him, so
Yeah,
19.
I'll give you 19. That's quite good, especially since you didn't meet them, Spoon. But your
I was given a
description.
description and like had to draw them like.
I mean
verbatim.
that kind of
Yeah, you'll at the very least be able to remember the description.
I don't think I'm gonna make that high. It's fucking 2+. Yeah, it's like 10.
I mean, both of you kind of, with some concerted effort, you kind of managed to piece together a good enough description of both of them. And the older guard kind of thinks for a couple minutes and really puts his mind to sorting out the couple hundred people that must pass through every day. Yeah, I think I remember. They look like, one of them looked like he was from Tantia, and the other one, I'm not too sure. Not short enough to be from the Imperial lands. A little bit too large to be one of our boys. Yeah, I do remember. I think the man is still in Willenheim. As for the child, well, I hadn't seen him with him the last time I had gone into town. Yeah, he had worked for the noble briefly. He might even still be there. But last I had checked, he had stopped in with the smith, and then he's resting at one of the local brothels.
Gotcha. Right. Noble. There's a noble. He asked a question.
Ah, right, aye. There is a noble.
Do you happen to know what his name is? Who this noble is? Is
Yes.
the other merchant lord?
His name is Kurt Algiers.
I see.
And, well, he is the Baron of Willenheim, but he is not the merchant lord of this section of the Republic. If you're not familiar with how our systems work, then, well, it'd be useless explaining it to you. Just know that in Willenheim, if you need something, and it's not available through the rest of the traders, or any of the other craftsmen, or even the guards, well, he may be able to lend assistance, but recently perhaps not so much. He has been having a bit of a difficult time with his own personal affairs.
I see.
As I said, given your line of work, perhaps you could go and render him some assistance. Who knows? Maybe he might reward you sufficiently. The rest of us are too damn busy wrapping up these bandits and whatever other beast decides to come out of the woods. and sending reinforcements to Ribbon every so often whenever the elves seem to get an idea. There is no peace in the Republic.
No, I don't suppose there is.
Or,
When he
if
mentions
you're really
elves, when he mentions elves, Randall gives a grimace.
yes, well, these aren't the elves that trade with us. These are different. They are deeper in the woods. They are not so friendly. If you're really unlucky, you get posted right near Shifka and on the border, crossing the bridge of the Sestane River near Flaccus. He kind of gives you a bit of a look, Debo. But imagine you know what it'd be like over that bridge.
Yep. You know, it's knowing what it's like over that bridge.
Well, just know that most of us are not fine of your kind here. But if you're here to do business, we'll overlook the past for now, so long as your coin is good.
I just passing through, not looking to cause much trouble.
We've insured that.
Yep.
Welcome to Willenheim. Enjoy your stay.
Yeah, he does the cowboy hat tip and fucking rolls into town because we're gonna go look for booty to blast.
Yeah.
My character nods and then starts rolling his injured shoulder.
Yeah, you start rolling your injured shoulder, expecting anything, some sort of feeling, some sort of unpleasantness, but
Or at least going through the motions.
there's a certain unpleasant, tingling numbness that you're just at the very precipice of. The edges of it you can feel every so often. A lot of your sensations, although they haven't evaporated completely, they seem to be less sharp than they've ever been. Your eyes still function, your ears still seem to carry the same clarity and accuracy that they always have, but certain specific feelings are you're just losing them. Even the fresh breeze doesn't necessitate the same relief that it typically does. As you enter the village proper of Willenheim, you're greeted by the open and bustling market. It is currently evening, approaching night. However, this place is still lit up as though it were the day. Merchants holler and screech their goods across to anyone that would listen. Craftsmen ply their trade, the sawing of wood, the banging of anvils. This village truly never stops working. And while it is likely less busy than normal, it definitely seems to keep its production up throughout the day. You can see militia, guardsmen, all sorts of interesting figures, both law-abiding and shady, seem to be in abundance here, as everybody seems to want to work their way through the crowd and get their daily chores done, or mischief. The smell of freshly baked bread is on your nostrils. Although it's dulled somewhat, it's unmistakable.
Right.
A butcher's stand hangs fresh meat out, and the carpenter seems to be putting the finishing touches on a cabinet. It's a very lively place. If you want additional descriptions, you just let me know.
Very nice, very nice, very
Oh,
nice.
there's also a place that says Coffee and Tuama talking. Not really.
Okay, I want to go there.
Fuck you, no, banned.
Okay, I want to look for quote A an inn, B a brothel, C the noble manor, and then D I want to go talk to Spoon.
Sure. Well, Spoon is with you. I'm assuming he doesn't wish to do anything separately, but if he does, Spoon, you and Atticus are kind of drinking in the sights and getting a feel for kind of what's around. Oh, by the way, just for your knowledge, this particular part of town is fairly tightly packed. Lots of kind of hovels, a couple homes proper, and a lot of temporary stands kind of erected nearby. And the further north you seem to go, the market will kind of splay out into a wide, circular kind of central bazaar of sorts, with all sorts of goods merchants kind of piled up, exchanging wares, gossip, and who knows what else. Place is pretty impressive for a village. It's obviously one of the bigger ones, but still, typically this kind of activity is only seen in.
Okay, so if we're in a big crowd, as we do all this shit, I just want to hide well, or at least keep my head down and not look noticeable.
Yeah, I mean you're still wearing your armor. You still have the sheath from your weapon. Even though you don't have your weapons on you, you still look like somebody who is a warrior of some renown. The only people that don't that won't be giving you any strange looks are the people so engrossed in their business that they couldn't even be bothered to throw a glance your way. But guardsmen, militia, random people in the crowd, yeah, you draw attention. You're not dressed like most people. Even without your weapons. If you had your weapons, it'd be even more pronounced. It's very difficult to escape people's gaze here. And while it's not impossible to
I'm not dressed in any like fancy way though. I'm just wearing lamlar.
Well, the thing is that you're armored. Like most people don't have armor. Most people are walking around in like clothes, like just plain clothes.
And if they do have armor, that's probably not as good as Lamlar.
Yeah, like you stand out. You're not like a guy in full plate, but you have some sort of armor and defense, and you look like you do like do this for a living. Most people here have like actual jobs. to put it fucking plainly, like you do draw attention. The crowd isn't fixated on you, but occasionally someone will come by. They'll kind of give you a up and down. Guardsmen and militia will focus particularly intently on you because you do have some sort of armor. Most people they deal with are just regular citizens' clothes. That being said, though, Spoon, what are you wearing by comparison to Debo?
I'm wearing my brigandine over my robe with a layer of furs.
Yeah, so Spoon, you draw less attention, but still, like you'll still get the odd look.
Yeah, I'm still wearing armor, just has some furs over, and it's just I can't hide my torso.
No, most people will notice those that don't really seem to belong to the local militia or guards, and they do tend to take notice. The more you stand out, it's just kind of how it is. It's not impossible to hide or lose people in these crowds. I'm just trying to make it clear that you guys do look different. If you guys choose to in the future, you can like
attempt to blend
whenever.
in.
Whenever you buy the civilian clothes, like whatever, there are always advantages to like looking normal. It makes a lot of things easier, but I'd never force you. If you want to wear your armor around everywhere, that's fine, but it will draw attention. That's just unless you're in a city that like everybody's teeth to the arm. If you're in a place where just mercenaries are common, everybody's walking around looking for contracts and jobs, and there's a war going on or something, then people give you less looks, but in villages and stuff like that, usually you'll get some attention. That being said, that's not really super important. Debo, you said you wanted to go to the brothel, right?
I mostly just want to look around and see where these places are first, and then go back to the inn.
So
I don't even want to stick around.
Yeah, so the brothel, do you ask anybody kind of where it is? You were told there was one. You weren't really given any directions, but you can just ask people if you want.
Yeah, I guess I do an investigation check.
Sure. Yeah, you have all the time in the world. Give me an investigation check. Give me just give me a 10. I'm assuming you just ask people too.
Yeah. Fucking 18.
Yeah, sure. You ask a couple people. You also use your own kind of wits to sort of piece together where such a location might be built. Eventually, using a combination of tips and your own intuition, you eventually find a brothel named the Red Shawl. It's not particularly high class or bougie, but definitely not a common whorehouse. It has it's fairly well upkept. It has a few proper guards at the front. Kind of, they almost seem as though they're part of the same sect of guardsmen that searched you at the gate. They wear the same colors and the same heraldry. They seem to be playing dice. One sitting on a stool, one sitting on a barrel, playing dice at the front door. You can see a bunch of the patrons from within, including some of the women. A couple of them dangle out the window with all sorts of tantalizing offerings lewdly on display, although not completely, to tempt customers. They shout compliments and other seductive phrases to try and lure in unsuspecting patrons. At the moment, it seems like every so often...
Are there any homeless people around?
I mean, there's the odd, there's the odd beggar, but for the most part, there aren't too many. One sits on the outside of a tavern with what appears to be kind of a broken up wooden tankard by his side. He's got a peg leg and clothes that barely fit his kind of lanky form. He's definitely older, and he seems kind of down on his luck. But for the most part, there aren't too many poor people that are in this particular area.
Can I walk up on that beggar?
Sure. You walk up to the beggar, who at the moment kind of just seems to hold out his kind of cracked mug to you. Silver, then. Silver for a war veteran. Fought for the Republic, you know. Against the Southern demons. They took my leg, they did. One of their boom caskets, the bastards.
Did they? My character will pass him a bit and a silver. What's your story?
Oh, well, nobody's really asked me that before. Well, what was the year? Well, it was about 20 years ago. There had been a border crossing in the Sustained River over Flaccus. That's usual. We have lots of skirmishes with the Imperium, but, well, this one was different. They brought cannons and men full force and horrible things and inventions we hadn't seen. And they bulldozed over the Sustained River, laid waste to Shifka, sacked Uldric, and occupied it for some time. They took the lords, a good year to drive them out, really. They were heavily entrenched, and we were lucky. Had we waited any longer, it would have become part of their empire. Shifka too, and next Xanthius. And that would have been a blow. I lost a lot of my friends there, you know. I was lucky. They only took my leg. Those boys will never see the light of day again. No. As I sit here, I wonder to myself what I even did it for. Look at me. I've got nothing. The bottle. Kind of just stares off into nothingness. Strangely. Just his sentence kind of stops, and he sort of gets this strange kind of spacey look in his face, like he's seeing something or seeing things that are foreign to you.
Atticus doesn't give a fuck about trauma or coffee, so he fucking slaps Randall's arm. Says, hey, you got a feeling about where Gerard's at?
Somewhere around here.
Yep, your spell spoon would have basically winked out the second you had come into that kind of central market area near the Red Shawl.
Probably somewhere near the brothel, like where the guard said.
Great.
Hey, wait. He kind of, you see the beggar kind of snap into it. He kind of jingles his cup again. Wait. I could tell you more. We had another battle. Near the crater. Just east of the river. It was a retreating fight.
My character shrugs. Sure. I pass him a silver.
Yeah, he smirks, revealing his horribly rotted yellowish teeth. Kind of gives his cup another jingle, and then he kind of massages the silver briefly. Oh, right. I owe you a tale. Oh, well. You see, when we were retreating past the river to regroup at Shifka before they had raided it, I shouldn't say this, but do you know where the great rock is? In the center of that big hole.
Randall thinks about it. Would I know about that?
Well, if you don't have any local knowledge for Krisha, then no, probably not.
Randall looks like he thinks about it. Like, no, not really.
Oh. You see, as we were passing, we noticed that as the battle carried on closer to that rock, the Imperials, they backed off. And we don't know why. They had us on the ropes. They could have taken us all out. That would have made the sacking of Shifka easier. They could have gotten to Holdrick faster. But they left. Nobody knows why. Debo, do you have military knowledge, right?
Yeah.
You know that a lot of Imperial military men believe that this site where this great rock landed, the rock, of course, is not a rock. It's something else. Although they never really told you the technicals behind it, but it's not a rock. And most Imperial military strategists try to get as wide a berth around that area as possible because they believe it to be cursed. They believe that entire area is just a blasted zone of misery, and those that frequent it too often, terrible luck shall befall them. They'll meet with horrible luck, accidents. They will no longer be able to bear children. All sorts of awful rumors float up, and they all center around that particular area. You know, because you have military history, that during one of the original wars, that particular rock, as most people will call it, was brought down from somewhere else by the elves a very long time ago, and by itself nearly completely decimated the Imperial legions when they were still legions. And since then, that area soaked in Imperial blood has basically just been a cursed no-go zone. Every single tactic or military move that has had to go through the Sustain River has always been unnecessarily kind of complicated and mindful of that particular rock's presence. You do know that. You know all of that, and you can tell that to Spoon if you want. This guy is basically saying he has no fucking idea why they didn't just keep attacking. They had them on the ropes.
Yeah, sure, you tell Spoon.
Go ahead, tell
him. Okay, I repeat verbatim exactly what Brian just said. No.
The old man kind of looks at you. Wait a minute. He really squints. One of his only good eye strained. I know my eyes ain't working too good. But you're one of them, ain't you?
Yep, that's right.
Ebo, give me a dodge check. He spits in your direction.
Alright,
You're spitting near my medals, beggar!
I'll just fucking brawl, man.
Yeah, I dodged that shit, brother.
Alright, he rolled a 9.
Yeah, I know, I dodged it.
Let's brawl. What'd you roll?
10 plus brawl, no dodge.
Dodge, yeah. He rolled an 18.
Fuck.
I rolled a 5 plus. 21.
Yeah, you actually, surprisingly enough, in spite of this man's rather unfortunate position and obvious malnourishment, he almost hits you. You kind of duck off to the right quickly, and you can kind of hear the small little sound as it hits the back of the hits the other side of one of the stands. Imperial dog took my leg, you bastard!
And that's my cue to leave.
Well, although he is obviously quite angered by your presence, the more he tries to stand, the more it seems his body lolls off to one side. His a combination of his rage, his peg leg, and his general inebriation making standing quite a challenge. What do you do, Spoon?
Seeing that the story is over due to inadvertent spitting nonsense, my character is gonna give him a pat on the shoulder and likely unintentionally knocking him over. He's like, "Safe travels, friend."
You too. Don't trust that Imperial. He'll stab you in the back, he will. They're not trustworthy.
I got curses other than rocks to worry about.
Yeah, well, don't turn your back on them. They're conquerors, a lot of them. Ruthless.
Don't I know?
They even kill the children.
My character looks at Atticus. Wait, is that true?
Well, you know, Debo, that in some cases this has happened. It's not a rule, but it happens more than it should. You can tell him the truth or not. It's up to you.
Sometimes needs must, Randall.
War never changes, Randall.
What does that even mean?
Debo, you forfeit your XP from last session.
No, I don't.
Fuck. Oh, good. Alright. Where are you going now?
Well, we're next to the tavern.
Alright. Next to the tavern. Or, do you want to go in the tavern or the brothel?
That's a good question. Debo has like 2 exhaustion. I have 1.
Yeah, I mean, you also have a stick to defend yourselves with, and magic.
I still have a stick?
Citation needed. Well, you were allowed to keep your stick because you look like you need it for walking. That's how you had presented it.
Fair.
Debo, it would have been very funny if he had used his gun for walking, but
Fair.
Absolutely not.
I just wasn't expecting to get away with the stick.
Even Debo was like, "Bro, I am teeth to the arm. There's no way I get away with this even here."
Right.
And it's like, yeah, fair.
Brian cucked me again. Fucking liberal.
Who would have thought that if you look excessively fucking dangerous, people will be like, well,
I would have been fine in Texas. Fuck you. You're a libtard.
You can get your shit when you're gone.
If Atticus walked around like that in Texas, he'd be fine, dude.
Where the fuck is Texas in this setting? The New World?
Yeah, it's actually in the
like
south.
literally Texas. Like if he walked around in modern day Texas armed like that, people wouldn't give a shit.
Except for the ones that did in fucking Houston.
Yeah, because the only ones that matter would actually have, guns, which is all you really need.
Tech W.
Very nice.
That being said, though,
we're next to
where are we going?
I'll look at Atticus and just say, well, how are we going to go and talk to him? Quotations. Why are we going to the tavern?
Tavern. He fucking walks away and goes to the tavern.
Alright.
I just walk away 5 feet into the tavern.
I want to go rest, dude.
Alright. You're approaching the tavern known as the Busty Mermaid. It has a rather unique sign, very crudely made. It looks like somebody had a rather substandard woodworker carved some rough approximation of large breasts, slapped them on a sign, and then just kind of hammered what looks like a fish bone kind of protruding out the other side, and then with some sort of like charcoal kind of just sloppily drew a caricature of a female face.
Well, shit. Good thing Franco's dead. He might try to fuck it.
Rip mermaid fetishists. Now you'll never have eggs laid in your ass. Anyway. JK, obviously. Alright. Yeah, you enter the tavern. You enter the tavern through the door, which is unlocked and unguarded, and you are immediately met by the hustle and bustle of a very, very crowded establishment. Every table is filled, the bar is overflowing, and even the topmost section seems to have people packed upstairs. This place is crazy busy. Not everybody looks like they're from here, and there seems to be a good mix of people from what appear to be a variety of classes just based on their dress. The bartender and the serving wenches are all busy, constantly moving back and forth, sweat dotting their brow, a certain urgency kind of striking you as they do as best they can to kind of get everybody their drinks and their amenities. What do you wish to do?
Would it be reasonable to assume that there's no fucking rooms available in this establishment?
I mean, yeah. Usually if the taverns are full, like the brothel can hold people over for the night. You could also sleep on the street if things are really rough.
Fuck. All roads lead to fucking ass rape, Spoon. We're going.
All roads lead to El Fuck Diablo.
I hope you have mana. Anyway, we're gonna go to the brothel then.
Did you just say I hope you have mayonnaise, you son of a bitch?
Yeah.
Fucking dude, just fucking fist fight Gerard. Be a fucking man. Take your
I'm good. I have flurry. I could fucking beat his ass. I have 2 attacks around. He doesn't. Fuck him.
Sure?
About that?
Yeah, fuck him. He didn't build
People's like, fuck him, I don't care. I'm nerfing him right now.
He didn't get to level up. Fuck him. He's level 1. He's fucking level 1. Fuck you.
No, you're right, Debo. He didn't get to level up. He transcended and became a Brian.
He grew personality. Oh fuck. He grew personality and potentially a brain.
I also have dirty fighting, so I can bump my fighting up to 11, and then I can use my brawl skill and just fucking stomp his nuts in while he's fucking.
So I just had him randomly grow a Viking beard on each fist. You're fucked. All right.
Yeah, we go in there. We go in there.
Yeah, you approach the entrance to the Red Shawl, and both of the kind of guards kind of halt their game of dice briefly, and they look at you. Oh, all right, hold on. Welcome to the Red Shawl, home of the finest women this side of Cretia. What can we do you for?
Just looking to get a room.
A room, huh?
Right.
How much silver you got?
I want to haggle. Fuck this faggot.
All right. He's basically trying to pull you into a tip the doorman kind of thing. So right now they're both requesting 5 silver each.
Oh, okay. That's reasonable. I give them fucking 5 silver each. I don't give a shit.
Okay, yeah. Cross off 10 silver, and yeah, they just they part ways and they just let you in. Yep.
Hang on. Fuck, I don't know. He'll toss him 1 extra each and just be like, fuck, ask about Gerard, I guess. Be like, was this asshole here? Fucking hold up a picture, shitty picture. Big guy.
A large fellow, huh?
Hi.
Yeah, he's been here for days. He hasn't left the smoke den.
Really?
Yeah, he's been there for some time. He's not a pleasant fellow. He seems occupied.
Right. Atticus just fucking.
You're not gonna cause any trouble, are you? Was he your friend, brother? He doesn't look like you.
No, he's just a fucking asshole. It won't cause you any trouble, though. And then he heads on in.
Well, he's in the smoke den. If you're looking for him, just don't give us any work. This game just started.
All right. He'll keep
All
it
right.
in mind and.
He holds up a hand. And who is this?
Oh,
Who are you?
Randall.
All right. Kind of does the universal symbol for bribe me, idiot.
Wasn't he just bribed?
Yeah. Debo can go in.
Damn, I'm going in.
See how this operation works.
This operation works for where you better hope you have money because Brian's gonna fucking mug you at every opportunity.
Oh, you don't have to pay. You could try any other method.
You
could try sticking it in, telling them some stories, drawing them a picture.
Maybe get them some coffee and talk about trauma.
I'm gonna go get some coffee.
Dude, I'm fucking slain right now. All right, Spin, what do you wish to do? They're asking you for 5 each, just like they asked from Atticus, but might be able to haggle them down. Do you have legal knowledge?
I do.
Give me a roll. Atticus has since begun to go into the establishment. They kind of catch you as he goes in.
10.
10. Okay. You know that even if there's some kind of customary door fee, 10 silver, 5 between each is fucking ludicrous. Like literal highway robbery.
Right.
There's no way that this is legal. At most, you might consider like a silver piece each. But you're fairly certain what they're definitely bloating the door price, because otherwise commoners wouldn't get in, and this place needs to service as many people as possible from all classes. So they're definitely pulling something. How do you wish to approach this situation?
My character will reach into his pouch for 2 silver. He'll show the 2 silver to them. Look, I've been on a long journey, and I've had a run-in with an ogre. I can take this to the Lord, or you can take these 2 silver and fuck off.
Roll intimidate. I will give you a I'll give you a +5 because they know what they're doing is bullshit.
17.
17. Courage. You said 17?
Mm-hmm.
You beat them by 1. It almost seems as though they were gonna double down on their position, and then one of them kind of gives his buddy a look. Oh yeah, he's right. Maybe we should just let this one normal price, huh? The other one shakes his head. Yeah, he seems to know our customs. Damn. All right, silver each it is. They
All
both
right.
hold out their hands, looking very dejected.
I pass him the silver and I start walking in.
Tell me legal knowledge isn't useful.
I didn't say that.
It just saved you how much fucking silver?
8.
I don't know. I don't think that's not nothing.
That is definitely not nothing.
Oh shit, dude. Okay, yeah. Both you and Debo enter the brothel, and now we just wait for Debo. Fucking rapey.
Hello.
All right, Debo, you had gone in after the fact, but Spoon,
Those guys. I think I heard the tail end
yep,
of it.
Spoon knew that like his legal knowledge kicked in, right? And the TLDR of it is, it's not illegal to charge like an entrance fee, but 5 silver each is fucking robbery. Surely that's not the price. How would you ever service common people? That has to be illegal. And it is illegal to chintz people like that. And Spoon knew. He then rolled Intimidate, got a bonus because of his legal knowledge check, and ended up getting in for 2 silver total, which is the standard price.
Fuck you. Shit.
That's hella toxic, brother.
Tell me where I can find Andy. That's worth fucking 7,000 gold. What do you mean?
You want that coffee yet? Anyway.
He said that I might have to BRB because water boiling, but I'm
Fuck
good.
you, kid. Alright. You enter the brothel, and you're immediately greeted by a rather plump, well-dressed older woman with kind of silvery streaks in her dark hair, bit of a long, slightly crooked nose, and a rather slim waist that sort of betrays her figure. She's dressed in kind of a red and black, long, flowing dress with red painted nails and kind of a dark lip shadow. She welcomes you to the Red Lantern with a very kind of sultry and practiced tone. She asks you if there's anything she can do for you, and if there's any girl that you see who is not occupied that they could send with you upstairs for them. She also says that they offer other services for those weary travelers. Perhaps you need to wash yourself or be washed. That costs extra, but that is a service they offer. Perhaps you wish for finer foods to be brought to you. They can arrange girls for that as well. Or perhaps you simply just wish for a nightly companion for other endeavors. They have it all here at the Red Shawl, and you're welcome to join them whenever you wish, so long as your coin is true.
Do they have assassins? I don't actually ask that, but what's the chances, Brian, if I roll it's a logic skill.
You're gonna ask in a brothel if they have assassins.
No. What do I assume the answer will be if I roll my logic skill for that?
In real life? Because you should roll it in real life. Roll it right now.
Okay, I'm rolling it.
Okay.
Okay, I rolled a 3.
Devo, I send you back in time to pay another 5 silver twice. You fucking idiot.
Okay, so yeah, he just says,
right.
Yeah, we need rooms for the night. Just tired as fuck, not really looking for anything. And also, where's the smoke room?
Yeah, she gives you a bit of a strange look and remarks that while she's grateful for your business, they're not an inn, and while they're happy to provide you with a place to sleep, one of the tag-ons to that is you pay for at least one girl to take with you.
Oh yeah, okay, sure. Well, I'll get the thickest one available.
You're getting a chunker? Do it. You won't.
No, we doing it.
Fuck yeah, dude. Fatty Rider. Oh yeah. All right, yeah. Do you say this to the madam?
See, I'm just trying to think of how much of a meme do I want to make this.
Do it. Fucking role play it. You won't. You're
Daniel.
Yeah.
Daniel being fucking roasted by a giant bird woman. I can't get better than that for Spoon, dude.
I don't think he was roasted by a bird woman. I think he was repeatedly violated by a bird woman and impregnated a black woman.
Yeah, all of the working women that you've seen here tend to look the same for the most part. Like they don't have identical features, but in terms of skin tone, hair colors, general shape, with some exceptions, they all tend to look similar.
Oh man, there's no fucking black lady to pawn off on Spoon a lot.
If there were, they'd be charging extra for her. She is a job.
Well,
True.
Atticus ain't too picky. He'll just be like, well, you raise a fair point. I'm not gonna come in here and not fuck. Let's go fuck.
Okay. She asks if you have a specific preference in.
Actually, yeah. He'll just say that one of the bitches in the window caught his eye, and he's like, yeah, that one.
She nods and says she will head upstairs to speak with the woman, and she will send her to your room. She heads behind the counter very quickly, kind of brushing her way past a few of the patrons, and she grabs a small brass key with a kind of a blue ribbon written kind of tied to the side of it, and she kind of gives it to you. And tells you that the room that you'll use will have the blue marking next to the door. That'll be
okay.
Yep. And she says she'll send the girl to you as soon as she can. And then she says the smoke pit is over by the larder. To the right of that door, she'll point at dark oak door.
Yeah,
and
notes the location yet? All that shit.
Yeah, she also says that you'll have to pay you'll pay a fee before you go into the smoke room, but once you're in there, you're welcome to smoke until they have to carry you out, basically.
Great. What kind of smoke is it? Is it just he just like waves his hand in the air as if she will elaborate for him?
She says she's not an expert nor a purveyor in the area, but she knows that on the odd occasion they tend to sample more unique blends brought in from other parts of the world, particularly the south, where very strange dark-skinned men with towels on their heads seem to produce some fairly potent herbs.
God damn it, Gerard became a fucking opium fiend.
No, that helps me with my murder plan.
Does
I
it?
need to order a steak. How much is a steak?
Yeah, so like food in general, a steak, yeah, big slab of beef, basically. I'd probably say that if you wanted a good one, that would probably run you in the neighborhood of like silver. It's pretty expensive.
How much? Sorry.
20 silver. It's very expensive.
Oh Jesus. Yeah, no, he doesn't really want like a good one. He just wants something to eat that's cost effective, but they'll also have to give him a very sharp knife.
I mean, usually they don't really do like full meals. They kind of do like those fancy little trays, just like appetizers. Because again, they're not an inn, right?
Yeah, I just want them to give me a fucking knife, okay?
I mean, typically people get fed by the Debo. You're probably not going to get a knife, although there are implements here you can use if that's what you're getting at.
I'm gonna ask my hooker for a knife. Hang on. She got one. I know she got a blade, bro. She got
well,
one.
you said you were going to the smoke pit. Now, we'll also remind you that this place has guards on the outside and inside. It's not flooded with them, but, you know.
Yeah, but I'm fucking
around.
Jackie Chan, Kung Fu Panda, fucking Assassin Elite, fucking Andy's gonna get ripped in the ass.
I'm gonna give you a moment to think about your life. Spoon, what is Randall doing?
Randall's gonna wait for this, like, questioning tirade of decisions that Atticus is making, and then he's gonna levy a tired, quirk-browed in his direction, then back in the matron. I am in desperate need of a bath.
Yeah, the madam kind of gives you a smile and then asks if you are going to bathe yourself or if you would wish to enjoy the company of one of their women. She has some recommendations, or she says you can pick whichever one you like.
Randall takes a look around the room. The one in the green dress seems like she tells a good story.
Yeah. Okay. Green dress.
I'm just throwing bullshit out there.
Fiona. Yeah, she calls Fiona over. Fiona is a little bit shorter than average. Flat-chested, but with a particularly pronounced rear, rather slim waist, thick thighs, and she presents her assets very obviously. She's not particularly gaudy in her appearance. She seems to lack jewels, necklaces, all sorts of things that some of the other courtesans tend to favor. However, she has very kind eyes and a contagious smile. She's somewhat pale, although not alarmingly so, and her hair is kind of brought over her left shoulder in a bit of a braid, cute little braid. Yeah, she'll kind of walk up to your character and introduce herself politely, and she'll ask you when you wish to be bathed.
Give me half a pound the hour to get out of this armor, would you?
She asks you if you would like her assistance, and if you would like to go upstairs now. Do it in the bathing room.
Certainly, why not?
Okay. The matron, before you head upstairs, kind of looks at you and goes, do you wish for other services? At the moment, she's merely offering you a bath.
I'm good.
Oh, it's very well. And tells you that if you change your mind, Leave the additional silver on the. What's it called? They
What?
keep them next to the bathtubs. Brain farting.
Sink?
It like has the soap, some of the soaps and shit on it. Fuck. I'll just say on the stool, on the soap stool. That's what it is. Okay, yeah. She says just leave it on the soap stool, and Fiona knows what that costs. So you go upstairs with her. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, Spoon. You are indisposed at the moment while you are being
Shit, one sec.
bathed. Who knows what other degeneracy befalls you?
Excellent.
But yeah, you are being well taken care of. Is there anything you wish to? Give me a recall check.
I mean, if this is about, but hey, idiot, you have holes in your fucking body and your face.
Yeah. Okay. So TLDR, you remembered, so the check doesn't matter. Yeah, that's an issue.
Oh yeah, it's an issue, and my character will probably be very insistent that she not remove the head bandage. Doctor's orders. TM.
Okay. Yeah, you wash under there yourself. Fair enough. Just so I know, because that could get ugly.
Oh, I knew.
But just look. If you had an idea of how bad that fucking looks, you'd be like, yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, I thought about okay, so if there's an arrow that went through my head, let's just like press 2 fucking thumbs against my fucking head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what? That's noticeable.
Yeah, and not only that, like, you're lucky that you just don't have fucking brain leaking out everywhere.
Yeah.
Which could very well be a fucking thing. You need to keep shit contained. King D. Dude, he's trying to do wild shit already. You waited so long, man.
I waited so long and got so far.
In the end, we all ended up smoking crack. Oh.
I had to smoke the fattest toke to fucking stab Gerard anywhere.
Bro, Debo's so relieved. Finally, he found
Resolution.
Gerard. It took so long.
I'm not gonna lie, my character, he kind of cared about what the fuck was up with Gerard, but then he had an arrow through the face. Now he has bigger problems.
Yeah. What do you think's going on? The death toll.
Well, it seems like it's a fucking curse that's going to slowly and gratingly rob me of my senses and my faculties until eventually either it's going to completely take control of me and my body's no longer going to be under my own control and I'll just walk or swim all the way back to her to give her the book. Or my body will just constantly go through such heinous changes that no one will allow me to go into polite society for obvious reasons.
You don't like any of those. They're both shit.
Oh yeah, also, you know, the whole fucking everything being shit is kind of an issue.
I can only imagine what that kind of a situation would be like. Everything you ever do no longer gives you pleasure. What?
You get up in the morning to take a piss, it feels like razor blades. Fuck.
No, not even pain. Because pain is at least something. Nothing is worse.
Yep.
Pain lets you know you're alive.
The only sensation that we feel is fucking chalk whenever we eat food.
Oh, can you, like, imagine, Spoon, if you just, like, whatever you just ate recently, if you just put it in your mouth and then just, like, somebody exploded a chalk ball in your...
I only eat chalk, fuck you.
Like, the
Really
closest
delicious.
thing I have of comparison is in this fucking stupid anime called Tokyo Ghoul. The fucking disease legitimately makes it so that you can't eat any legitimate food without having to retch.
Ugh.
And it all tastes like sandpaper or something.
Yeah, vampires and White Wolf have the same problem. If they eat anything, they puke it up eventually. Pretty bad.
But what do we eat? Oh, let's eat the human.
Alright, Devo. Spoon is indisposed. He's having that good treatment. Alright, you're going to the smoke pit? Smoking den? Are you ready for this boss battle?
Yeah, I'm ready for boss battle against useless fuck.
Alright. As you walk up to the smoke den, you're stopped by one guard who kind of looks you up and down and goes, oh, "Smoke den. That'll be 10 silver. All you can smoke until we have to drag you out." He holds out his hand.
10 silver.
Yes, but you can have your fill of however much of our enhancing herbs as you wish until we have to carry you out. He kind of leans in. Between you and me, it's a good deal. A lot of that stuff in there might cost more if you had bought it yourself. Think about it.
Yep. Very well. And he just hands it over. He's not happy about it.
Yeah, he pockets your silver and then he kind of moves the curtain off to the side. And immediately, although it had sort of been present lightly on the outside of the curtain, the second he peels it back, you're greeted by like an intense fog of smoke that just hotboxes this entire room. As you enter, he closes the shawl behind you, and you see just kind of just an intense, almost a strange mirage of fog and shapes moving around, and the sound of coughing and hailing, and the occasional young lady laughing in the background or moaning sensually. It's a very different atmosphere from the more casual lobby where people are talking, laughing, and enjoying books. This is something different. As you walk in, it's very difficult to see the entire room, and although you can make your way around safely by carefully stepping around, there are several cushions, pillows, and padded seats around with these long kind of these strange kind of almost ornate setups, golden cylindrical devices with long snake-like you can only assume to be like pipes of some sort, being shared amongst many individuals in a circle. And occasionally you'll find those that are just for single-use patrons. They tend to have little corners to themselves, although you can imagine those likely cost more. If Randall is to be relied on, and if the people you had spoken to were telling the truth, Gerard is somewhere in here.
All right. I gotta. Oh, fuck! I want to pull my rope out, but it's not stealthy.
Your butthole quivering in anticipation. Very nice.
I'll be right back. I need to think about this.
I've
All
come for Jews.
Vengeance. Gerard made the fatal mistake of born. I don't even think Gerard really did anything to Atticus, did he?
No, I don't even think he talked to him once. He just talked to Franco like all of once or twice.
Yeah. Debo just hates him, KW.
Oh wait, no, I remember fucking he also like tied Franco to a fucking mast. There was that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gerard just pretty much has the reputation of being an asshole.
He's just kind of, is not very likable. Kind of a dick, Doesn't mean evil per se, but
Sorry, I just have something boiling, so I can't just leave it.
all right, Debo, you're in this smoke mirage type.
How many guards are there?
You're not entirely sure, but you're fairly confident that there's at least like, if your vision's to be relied on, you've seen 3. It's a fairly spacious room, but it's still packed as much as they can get people in here. This is obviously a very popular destination, and you seem to see people from all walks and all classes in here. Sometimes you'd imagine a lot of people spend a lot of the silver they earn here just smoking it up. Occasionally you'll see a guard or two, kind of pull somebody away from their position near the pipes. Typically somebody who doesn't look like they're being active anymore. They're just kind of laying there for extended periods of carry them.
Do I see anybody with money they won't miss?
So basically it seems like the people who pay their way in here, unless you wish to rob them directly, I mean, they just give the money to the guards. And...
I mean, that's what I mean. Like, I have pickpockets, so like, if I can see anything, that'd be easy to take.
Yeah, pretty much. If you can sneak your way into any of these circles and determine that someone's way too high to fight back, pinch their pouch and whatever's on them. This would take time, but you'd be getting a stealth bonus because of how hotbox this place is. They'd also be distracted, so you'd also be getting a pickpocketing bonus.
I mean, that's what I'm thinking, right? Like,
how much do you want to spend doing that? You also have to remember that occasionally the guards do like come in and they'll check on each.
I mean, I'm not gonna go out of my way to do it. I'm just seeing like if there's anything in my way.
Oh, all the time, like constantly. Like you're constantly having to kind of edge your way around somebody randomly getting up, or like not step on someone who might have fallen over. Like it's a pretty hectic place.
Yeah, which is perfect for like sleight of hand shit, right? Like a lot of instances where you can just fucking pinch something in the moment and then just keep rolling, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Question, Debo: did your character ever meet Gerard?
In passing. It was when they were leaving the Lord's Manor, and like he's coming out, and Franco's like, "Oh, Gerard." And Gerard was like, "Fuck you, Franco. It's all your fault. You're a piece of shit, dumb bitch."
I remember Debo being there for that exchange where, after coming back from the fucking witch, he basically said, "Well, of course you'd survive."
Did he have any interactions directly with you, or say anything directed to you?
With Atticus, not that I can remember.
No.
Okay, fair enough. I'm just curious because I'm wondering if there's like, if I forgot that like maybe I had him do something to your character specifically. I don't think I did.
Oh no, you didn't.
I mean, it's part of your mission, but I'm still
Yeah, you made
curious.
him the target of a really unfortunate and shitty job.
Yeah, so I'm just wondering though if like I did like actually give Debo personal stakes, like the character personal stakes.
Actually, I take that back. He is the side bitch of the project that they sent him on.
Yeah, like my character's stakes are essentially finding the kid. Gerard is like just some fucking retard that fucked everything up and got him this shit job to begin with. So like he doesn't like him. He just heard he's an asshole. So
That's fair enough. All right, Debo. What do you want to do? You want to start trying to pickpocket as the odd person you come across?
I mean, if I can get away with it, yeah.
Well, you don't know till you try.
I mean, sure, I'll roll stealth, I guess you said.
All right. I'll roll just to kind of see what the situation's like. Okay. This is 3.
Stealth for this scene is 23.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a fairly decent bonus. I'll give you +5.
28 then, yep.
For your pickpocket, give me a pickpocket check based on the roll I just gave you. I'll give you a +5 on your pickpocket as well. For every person you're trying to pickpocket that is out of it.
Yeah, 23.
On your way to kind of trying to find Gerard, you managed to kind of pickpocket 3 patrons. You total about 20 silver.
That's all I needed. Fuck yeah, brother.
Yep. A couple of those guys had some money left, thankfully. They didn't spend everything on women and booze and entry fee. Both of them. All right.
Before we get there, I'm just gonna go check one last time because it was done almost.
Yep. Boone just sitting in his seat waiting for this fucking boss music.
Right?
Jesus, this might be the one time you survive. Fuck. What did it require? Complete abandonment.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to have this conversation. Your friend caused a ruckus in the smoke room. Oh yeah, what happened? He was killed by some random patron. Excuse me? His brains are splattered all over 3 different patrons. I had to compensate them. What are you going to do about this? I'm probably going to take his effects and leave.
Atticus shows up behind you. Half of his fucking head missing.
I knew it.
Debo, give me an investigation check. You get a -5 penalty as you look for Gerard. This place is very difficult to find people in. It's just crowded enough that you'd have to take quite a bit of time, and most people aren't really going to take too kindly to being thoroughly looked over. Tell me what you get, and then subtract 5.
That ain't shit, boy. That's like 8 or something.
8? Okay. Yeah, you, as you lift the last coin pouch from one of the nearby patrons, you're starting to notice that there's a problem here. While you don't doubt that Gerard is possibly in this smoke den, so is a lot of other people. You've almost tripped over at least 3 patrons. You've mistaken a couple of them for Gerard himself. There were 2 guys that were larger than average, and you thought maybe they could be him, but once you had seen their faces, determined obviously this was not him. A couple of the patrons became a bit irritated when they saw you kind of looking off in their direction for longer than is generally considered polite. And while they didn't get angry or violent, they definitely were not thrilled about that situation, although the guards were not called. It's a bit difficult to find Gerard here, and you're starting to feel, although ever so slightly, kind of the faintest, like, tug at your eyelids. Your mind seems to be kind of slowly but surely at ease, relaxing. The longer you kind of look for Gerard in this room, the more you kind of have to resist the urge to kind of just sit and relax and enjoy yourself. It becomes increasingly difficult each minute spent. What do you wish to do?
No, my tolerance is super high because I'm fucking cool, all cool.
Well, I will tell you this right now. Normally, you would probably be like in a situation where I'd say you probably want to sit down. All I will tell you.
Well, I can't sit down until I find my good buddy Gerard.
Shrug. You're having a hard time finding him, and it's eventually going to get to the point where people want you thrown out if you keep acting weird, because investigation is not the same as just casually looking around. You're getting away with it because most people here are blasted. You have some options.
So what you're saying is I got to get blasted, and I got to start screaming, "Lenny, Lenny!"
See, do you have common sense? No, you don't have uncommon sense.
I don't have common sense either.
Fuck. All I'll tell you is that.
Are you crazy? I think I have to joke with you.
What I will tell you, Debo, is the solution is like super obvious. Probably know what to do.
I don't know what to do. Can I go up to talk to a guard?
There you go. Yeah, sure. You can walk up to one of the guards who's in the process of kind of checking on one of the patrons who seems out.
Hey, I'm looking for my friend.
You and everybody else in here. Barely see.
Yeah, I was having a bit of problem with that. He's been in here for a couple days.
Kind of looks around and then he looks at you like you're crazy. Yeah, like most of the men in here. Don't want to go back to their wives or their jobs, and I don't blame them.
He's big guy, fucking brown hair. He pulls out the picture, shows him the shitty fucking like water drenched picture of this fat motherfucker.
The guard kind of looks at you like again.
Look, I know, pal. I fucking know. Okay, it's just safe as bet.
Look, I don't know who you're looking for, but you're not helping. You have any idea how many strong farmers' sons come in here? They're all big fellas.
This guy's a fucking mercenary working for noble lords.
Wait. Hold on. What was his name?
Gerard.
Oh, him! Yeah. He's over there. The other corner. He has his own pipe.
Of course he does.
He's been here for a couple days. Between you and me, I don't like him much, but his coin's good, so pays on time, and he's good to the girls, so he's got no problems with us. What are you looking for him for?
Nah, he ran off with some kid looking for the kid. Doesn't have a kid with him, does he? Fucking looks around like it's obvious he probably wouldn't have a fucking kid in the middle of a drug den.
What do you mean a kid? How old is he?
How old was he? Like 14? 15?
Well, no,
Like
if he was
10,
that
11?
yeah, like if he was 14 or 15,
like-
16, like he's about 8.
11, 8 little wee lad.
No, yeah, well, we don't usually let them come in here at that age. Couple more years, he'll be able to come in and enjoy himself. But until then, he's still a child.
Right.
We haven't seen a kid, but, well, at least not in the last couple days. But, yeah, your friend is here.
Appreciate that. Thank you. He fucking flicks him a silver.
Yeah, he takes the silver. Appreciate that. If you want the really strong stuff, you should try that over there. He kind of points to one of the pipes that seems to have 2 open slots currently being pulled on by 3 men.
Yep, he nods and says, thanks for the advice.
Yep. You
Rolls off.
you kind of shuffle your way past a couple of the soft cushioned stools and over the silken rug and past a couple of the patrons, one of which was passed out. And eventually, once the smoke becomes a bit more clear, you see a man whose outline you recognize quite well. Broad-shouldered, large, with dark brown hair and kind of a chiseled jaw with some stubble and that hard, kind of stoic look on his face. He sits with one leg kind of splayed outward and his knee brought up to his chest. He has his own private kind of pipe that he has set up. He seems to be packing some sort of weed that you cannot identify back into the base of long cylindrical container. He brings the pipe to his lips and he begins inhaling, closing his eyes and letting his head sort of loll back. Like you, he doesn't seem to be armed or carry anything. You have at last found Gerard here in this place.
Does he see me?
Well, to put this into perspective, he's in a kind of a corner, which means he can kind of see everything in front of him. If he's just looking ahead of him, he'll see everybody, including you, if you approach him. There's no real place to hide from him in the position he's in.
Fuck you.
Yeah, it's almost as though he has picked this sort of a spot intentionally. You're a soldier, right?
Oh.
One of the lessons they teach you if you're any kind of warrior is whenever you're in a situation where you're not really familiar with the people or the places, or if you're a troublemaker and you expect things to go poorly for you at some point, some good advice is to find a place where you can see the most. Find a corner, find a place that allows you to kind of keep an eye on many people as possible. This totally makes sense. And given that, given his reputation, what he's doing right now is definitely sensible.
Yeah, okay, how fucked up does he look?
You can't really tell. He just, at the moment, he just seems to be enjoying a smoke. He doesn't seem out of it. He seems, he's sitting comfortably, but there's no real way to gauge his state at the moment, especially since the whole place is hotboxed. It's difficult to see details. What do you do?
I plot my murder.
Debo, that doesn't really tell me.
Yeah, I know. I'm plotting my murder. You know?
Oh man! Wait, what time is it? It's about 12. I think I'm gonna end it here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ding ding, motherfucker.
Yeah.
We finally
I
found
thought we were
Gerard,
playing
and
all
then he's
night.
probably gonna get capstoned by the fucking
Bro.
Gerard in my goddamn room screaming her head off.
You not only find Gerard, but now I get to blue ball you by on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. Ass fucking worth. That's kind of toxic.
I mean, I saw that coming.
Yeah, but think about it this way. Now you have all the time in the world to be like, okay, how am I going to do this? Rather than being under pressure right now and expecting to answer. So if you think about it,
I'm just gonna walk up to him.
oh, you want to do that now?
I mean, why not?
I don't know. You're you're the one who seems to want to plan. So if you want to plan, I can give you time. But I'm willing to play out an interaction. You know? I'm a generous god.
Yeah, because you're a piece of shit.
All right, Devo. You begin to kind of encroach on Gerard's space, and you can kind of hear his voice ring out, that familiar tone that seems to rub people the wrong way. This is taken. Find another place.
Yeah, little bench.
I'm picturing Devo as like a fucking hyena, just his hackles fucking raised, like.
Yeah? You take my weapon, you take my money, you don't even let me kill fucking this bitch. Fuck you, kid.
Take your bitch too. Fucking take your diapers as well. Fucking. Yeah. Yes. What do you wish to do, Devo? This man has basically just told you off. This man that you have crossed the world to find. This man who...
Look here, you fuck. He says, you know how fucking far I came? You know how much shit we saw? Franco's fucking dead. It's all because of you, you fuck. Where's the kid?
Takes another drag from the pipe and he exhales slowly. I don't even know who you are.
Where's my rope?
Oh, well, I mean, it's in your bag if you brought it with you. It's kind of weird to take your bag in here, so it's safe to say that you got a couple weird looks, but yeah, you know, it's in your bag.
I mean, I can't even win the fight, dude. I already know I can't win the fight. What?
I mean, you don't know that for sure, you're just assuming.
No, I know that for sure. I'm fucking tired.
Well, yeah, that, but do you really want to fight Gerard at the thing he's very, very exceptional? Not even exceptional, he's one of the best in the world. Are you sure? Like...
What, it's sword fighting?
Fighting.
At fighting.
Oh, so he can just fight with any weapon, no matter what.
I wouldn't say any weapon, but his domain is not exclusive to swords. Tell you that right now. And Andy actually built him that way too. You know? But you can do whatever you think befits your character and whatever makes sense for the roleplay.
I mean, I couldn't though, because like you were just like, yeah, well, you know, if you don't go now, we stop playing. You gotta go now. No planning allowed.
Oh, I mean, I'll give you time.
And-
I'll give you time to plan, but like, how long do you need?
I mean, I don't even need time to plan because this is a fucking other impossible situation.
Depends how you want to approach it.
Like, well, everything we've had to approach has been in the same fucking way, dude. Like, there's no variety to how it's approached. There's one way to do it, and that's it.
I don't think so. I can see a couple ways. Like, you're not pressured to do it right now, but I mean, you have enough information that you could start to formulate a plan that doesn't involve conventional violence. There's always other ways.
I mean, there isn't though, because as soon as I stop talking to him, he's just gonna fucking leave, and then the plot will continue on.
How do you know he's not going to be there?
Because it's a fucking Brian NPC. They're never back where they were originally. It's all just fucking one big line, dude.
It's a lot of assumptions.
And
I mean, we play our cards right, and we could basically fucking have this guy guilt tripped and coming with us.
You're literally where you've wanted to be for sessions now.
no, I'm not. I'm fucking shoehorned into this bullshit
No, you're not.
by the town that makes you to give up your weapons when no other town has done that.
What? That's happened a couple times, actually. It happened in Constantia.
I mean, they tie them down. They don't fucking just take them.
Well, no, they didn't take them. Like, they took them, they stored them, and then they said, come get them back, and by the way, if bullshit happens, we'll compensate you. And then Gerarda even said he has no weapon. Like, he's unarmed just like you are.
He's just sitting
Only
in the
the-
corner having a smoke.
Yeah, only the guards are carrying, like, actual armaments. Most people here don't have any. They have their fists in a dream. Like, he hasn't kept anything that you can see on it, so...
And he's presumably been here for a while.
Yeah. You got options, man. I'm telling you.
I mean, I don't though. Like, literally, my only option is fucking talk to him, explain shit, and say, "Oh, well, this happens," and have him go, "Well, fuck off. I don't care anyway." Or say, "No, never mind. Leave. Fucking go back to Spoon." And say, "Okay, what do we do?" And go around in a circle like that. Like, I don't fucking see it, dude. You say there's a lot of options every time, but there's like 2 fucking options.
I mean, I
both of
can't-
them suck.
I can't... See, this is the thing. I can't tell you what those options are. If you have uncommon sense, I can start helping. Like, with good, detailed...
That perk because it's like fucking 8 billion points or whatever.
It's very good. It's basically, hey GM, I'm missing a bunch of stuff. Please help me out. And then I say, oh, okay, well, have you thought about this? Have you tried this? How about this? But that removes a
I
lot
don't know,
of...
man. Like, I have a lot of perks, and most of them are useless, like 99% of the time.
I mean, well, let's see.
I mean, I've literally never even used some of them.
Let's see. Sailing is a niche perk. Useful when it comes up. Theology is a niche perk. Battlefield tactics.
Flurry's fucking pointless because, you know, if I attack them twice, that's just 2 times extra I get fucked on.
I mean, you have a lot of useful niche skills here, but not every skill is a catch-all. Political connections, again, it's another very powerful talent, but it's centered in a specific area.
Well, it's literally never mattered once.
Cordage, you've used a couple times, and it basically just makes sure that it's incredibly difficult for people to break out of your bonds unless they have some sort of outside source or help or a favorable situation. You use combat reflexes all the time. The reason you don't get much use out of Eagle Eye is because you don't really like taking shots outside of your effective range because you're using a gun. It's worse. That being said, this helps if you want to do that, but yeah, you put yourself in a position where you use it. The point blank shot, I mean, people don't usually get in melee of you very often. Parkour, usually in combat, if you use parkour, it's every so often, and it's for minor things. You don't really tend to fight in a lot. Like, if you were fighting in this place, parkour would be super useful if you were moving around. Guerrilla tactics, you guys do tend to be in places with a lot of cover that you can move between. There was, I think, there's been one exception to that, I think. You've won every combat you've fought in for the most part, so you've never really needed to do a calculated retreat.
Well, then it only works in melee anyway, and I've never been in melee, so it doesn't matter.
Well, yeah. So now look at dirty fighting. You're never in a situation where your opponents live long enough for you to get that bonus. You usually shoot them once, and what happens? They die, right?
Well, I mean, even then, it's so open-ended that, some situations it could be dirty fighting, and then other situations could be very similar but slightly different, and it'd be no, it's not dirty fighting.
Oh, not really. It's dirty fighting is basically whenever they're in a situation that's considered unfair, and that's a lot of situations. If you're in a 1v1 situation, that's generally pretty fair. We don't really take weapons into account. The second you add a different opponent, or they're distracted by something or whatever, then you're getting your bonus. But you do so much damage per shot, it doesn't even matter. Grand Tumble, you're never...
That's irrelevant. That's fucking irrelevant. I don't have a gun.
Wait, you're just talking about for right now?
Yeah, I don't have a gun. It's irrelevant.
Well, yeah, it's obviously not relevant now, but all your talents won't be relevant always.
I mean, most 95% of them are fucking useless in this situation.
If you're talking about this particular situation, yes, there's a lot of them that won't help you here. But a lot of the situations...
Well, that's my point. You're saying that I have a lot of choices, but I'm I look at my sheet and I'm there's none of these are useful. All this shit is garbage.
Yes, because you're looking at your talents for an answer. You're not looking at, what you can do outside of your talents. Think about it. There's a lot of things you can do that you don't need a talent for. There's a lot of options you can take that you don't need a specialty or a talent for.
In this situation, not really. Not really. You can talk to them, and those require bluff. Those require persuade. Those require fucking, I don't know, haggle. None of which I'm capable of, and this is probably going to end in a fight because my character's not fucking... He doesn't care. He literally doesn't care. He came all this way. This dude telling him to fuck off. He's probably going to try to murder him.
I mean, it sounds
on an OOC level that I'm going to fucking just... I'm just going to end up throwing away my character because of it. For no reason.
I mean, I don't know, man. It kind of seems like you're in a crisis of playing your character.
I mean, kind of, because it's literally
Are you impulsive? Are you impulsive? Do you have a bad temper? Even
no, it's just after the whole long way they went.
Yeah.
And that would piss him off.
Oh, that's completely understandable.
Run and try to fucking beat the shit out of him. But I know, because I've seen Andy's fucking power built stat sheet, that there's no chance of that confrontation ending in anything but me fucking dying.
Look, bro, I don't know what to tell you. None of this is really my fault.
I'm not blaming you.
I just kind of play the character, give the options. I let you guys do whatever you want to plan for situations if you can, or to get something going, or postpone shit. But I always keep everything moving. That doesn't mean that everything always kind of moves away from you. But I mean, just like your characters, if there are people looking for you, are you in the same place now that you were a couple days ago? No, you're somewhere else. But that's not to say that that'll be the situation with Gerard, because they've even told you, yeah, he's been here a couple days. He hasn't moved. So, I mean, I don't know what the issue is. Now, if you're saying, given everything that's happened, we've traveled so far, I've been through so much bullshit, I'm fucking cursed, and I've just been fucking mugged for a shit ton of silver constantly, for door fees and all this other shit. I can't enjoy fucking food anymore. I just fucking caught up to this fucking nigger, and now he's like, fuck you, faggot, go kill yourself. And I'm just sitting here like, okay, alright, fucking gloves are off. But I mean, do you think, okay, let's put it this way. He doesn't have any arm, he doesn't have any, like, weapons, right? Let's say you fight him.
I mean,
Okay.
I have a weapon. It's called a fucking rope. I'm just gonna strangle him to death. Like,
let's say you try and fight him, and let's just assume the worst. Okay, let's say you lose. Was Gerard bloodthirsty?
no, he's just fucking useless.
I mean, even
no, he's never technically won a fight.
he's never really fought. You just know that he can, but it's reasonable to assume that he's not blood. Even then, like, none of this really matters. If you're kind of irritated because you're kind of rationalizing or trying to rationalize your character doing something really logical because he's been in a shit situation and everything's added up, I can't help you with that because you're making sense. And if you're also trying to tell me this fucking sucks because I know better than to do this and my character could die and it's pissing me off, I also can't help you with that because you're not wrong. There's a real risk. But your character also isn't impulsive. Your character also doesn't have temper. Your character doesn't have any sort of official grudge against Gerard. You're pissed off that you're on this mission, and he's not really helping with his attitude. But nothing commands you to do this shit that's irritating you. Literally nothing, except for you. Does that make sense?
No, what are you talking about? Like, there's no response to what he's saying aside from my character punching him in the face. I don't really care what quirks he has. Like, that's irrelevant. Even without all those quirks, you'd still be fucking pissed if you were chased by a giant zombie fucking horde, all your party members died, and you crawled out through a tube of shit to get told by this guy, yeah, fuck off, retard.
I'm gonna convince you out of being pissed. It's totally reasonable.
Well, like, I'm not asking you to convince me out of being pissed. I'm just trying to say, like, there's no fucking.
I mean, the last thing he said to you was like, I don't even know who the fuck you are. It's a hazy room. He might be telling the truth. He's just an asshole.
He's just a dick, and you know this.
You could totally respond as like, I'm the asshole who had to fucking deal with X, Y, and Z and watch fucking Franco die because of all the shit you left in your wake. Or was I not that important to remember when fucking Franco was being sassed out by your bullshit? Or I don't know.
Just, Devo, here's my advice. Just roleplay. Just see what happens. Don't get caught up in the what's, ifs, buts, candy, and nuts. Just roleplay. See what happens.
Yeah, sure. He says, I'm Atticus Caecilius, you know that guy that you fucking ruined the life of? Yeah, give me one reason not to fucking spend every waking hour of my life trying to make yours miserable hell. Please, I beg of you.
Is that what you say?
Yeah.
Are you sure that's what you want to say?
Yeah, that's what he says, yeah.
He kind of... He doesn't respond immediately. You can see kind of a certain thoughtfulness wash over his features. At least that's what it looks like. It's still a bit difficult to tell. And he goes, well, I've wronged a lot of people. Wasn't my
with me. I don't want to hear it. I really don't want to hear it, pal. I want to hear where the fucking kid is.
Kid? What kid?
Yeah, the kid, the young lord, Aliestro.
Oh. Kid, huh? Why is that?
Because before he, in his infinite wisdom, decided to charge several heavily armored men with spears over a fucking shield, Franco committed us into a contract in which we must retrieve this child and bring him home safely.
You're speaking past tense, he says a bit slowly.
Well, yes, Franco's fucking dead.
Oh. How did that happen?
He ran into a wall of several heavily armored men with spears. Halberds, the ones with the pointy thing on the top. He does like a little curve.
Yeah, well, didn't look like the type that would die in his bed. Look. Atticus, was that your name?
Yep.
I don't recall your face. I don't recall a lot of people's face. But I can tell from your voice that you don't like me very much.
Nope.
Right? I usually have a good memory for the folks I've wronged. I have a few in my mind right now, and I'm trying to set things right, but it's not easy.
Well, it was you. It was you motherfuckers that ruined Lakeshore, wasn't it?
He goes quiet again for a minute. Not directly.
I found the wizard's notes. I pieced together what was in that book, the barn. Wait, did we ever meet him? Fucking De La Ponce? I think we did, right?
You did.
Yeah, well, spill it all. Spill
Right,
whatever.
yeah. Fucking, like, I'm just trying to remember exactly, because I had it all pieced together, but there's a fucking gap, so I don't even remember what I had pieced together anymore. It was like, there's the book, the notes, the fucking king being manipulated by the priest, De La Ponce telling the story of what happened.
He listens, and the entire time you basically recount your trials and kind of what you uncovered while you were there. He kind of waits until he thinks you're finished.
The castle, the fucking the creepy smile in the darkness, escaping the castle, pretty much all that shit. Anything before it, well, you know.
How did you come to find all of this? Because last I checked, there were 3 of us originally. You weren't there. Not even Franco was there. You want to tell me how you know so much? And why it seemed you're so determined to uncover all of this? Playing a dangerous game, friend.
I'm just good at my job.
Maybe too good,
Maybe.
but it's not me you have to worry about. You see, once you get in on this, you've got other problems. Why do you think I'm here?
Why do I think you're here? I think you're running.
Yeah? Think so. All right. You want some? Kind of
Nope.
holds out his
He shakes his head. Nope.
shrugs. All right. Look, you're looking for the kid. Fine. I made a promise to that kid, and I don't intend on breaking it. So, if you intend on going after him, that's on you by yourself. You're not getting anything. But if you want to set something else right, we can talk. I have a few people that I need to make amends with. And I owe them more than I gave them. I've got a lot of blood on my hands. I don't need any more. How can I set any of this right when I've got people like you coming out of the woodworks constantly accusing me of being some sort of monster? Yeah, I get it. Even these folks here don't like me very much. That's fine. But I'm not the man you think I am.
Oh, yeah, then fucking prove it. You're not
Oh, yeah?
proving shit sitting here.
No, I'm in the process of doing it. Why do you think I've come this far? It wasn't just to take the kid away from that political nonsense, that cesspool. What do they say? Everything leads back here. Debo, give me a recall check. What do you get?
Fuck all, dude. I got like 8.
8? I'll give you a bonus. It's recent. You also have notes on you. That's something you heard in Lakeshore. But when you heard it, you were definitely not in this place.
What?
Everything leads back here, right? Place where I messed everything up, cost a lot of good people their lives. I'm here to set that right, but I can't do it here.
Well, no, you got to go back the path. You fucking okay? How much of that shave you smoked?
Uh, been here for been here for 2 days, and right now I just needed something to take my mind off. I'm not going to be here for much longer. One more days and I'm gone. I'm going north.
North. What's north?
There are some people that owe me a favor, and maybe I can set things right, but can't do it yet. Just I need to get my mind off of some of this. So that's why I'm here. All the people, all your friends, all your companions, everybody that died, everybody whose lives you'll no longer treasure because they're not here. If that was my fault, listen, I apologize. Okay? I'm sorry. And I know that doesn't bring anybody back. But I'm trying to at least save the 2 people that maybe if it wasn't for my negligence would still be here. Every day I'm here. Every single day I'm in this place. The second he kind of flicks the pipe in your direction, the second I stop, the memories come back. And every time they come back, I see the faces of the people that whose deaths I am responsible for. Do you think this doesn't haunt me every day I walk? How many days do you carry out your life and you don't think of the people that you've snuffed out? Most of us aren't so soulless.
Yeah, well, some of us aren't the way we were before.
So what? What was your plan? You come here with vengeance on your mind? You gonna come here and you're gonna try and fight me? You're gonna try and kill me? When
I
I'm
was just looking for the kid. I'm obliged to uphold the contract I was given. Beyond that, uh, cursed by a fucking witch. Again, wasn't my fault. I didn't choose it. But we don't get to choose the hands we're dealt, pal.
No, we don't. Do you think I chose to have everything happen to Lakeshore? I didn't. But you know what happened? Everything. And now I'm stuck with this hand.
Lakeshore, I couldn't do much. It killed my dog. The man in white, he's not a problem anymore.
Wait, man,
The creepy guy in the white cloak with the shit on his face.
sounds like you're just describing a white robe.
He's a special one. He is casting some shit on them. Shit on the whole town.
Yeah, I know him. Yeah, I remember. Got in the Lord's ear really good. Couldn't get him out. And then everything started to change. Huh. He actually made Lakeshore a better place for a spell. And then everything seemed to start falling apart. But the only person that could give the answers is no longer among us. At least last I had seen them, they were there somewhere. Doubt they left alive. The other person that could give us answers is also dead. This is why I'm telling you, I'm trying to fix things. I'm chasing a myth here, trying and maybe I can stop it. But I need just some peace. Why do you think I went all the way to the other side of the continent, Constantia? It wasn't because I liked it there. It was just far from here. But everything leads back. So until I fix it, I'll always come back. Just like you.
Yeah. Well, that's just a list of problems, pal. There's a whole fucking load of them.
You said you ran afoul of some sort of wizard?
I don't even know where to start with that. There's a mystical artifact. It's broken into pieces. Multiple pieces. When you combine the pieces, presumably it returns to form and the curse is broken. Alternatively, the translation is wrong and it fucks us all anyway.
Wow. Seems like there's always something more sinister lurking around every corner. I thought I had problems.
If you want to talk about death, well, the way we found it out was, fuck, was that town called? I forget.
What town are you like? Oh, are you searching for the
I don't think it's on the map.
No, I know. Are you talking about one of the towns in
Constantia.
Constantia?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was oh fuck, it was near Toulouse.
I'll just say that town near Toulouse, we were traveling through it and unbeknownst to us, roused, well, something beyond comprehension. The town no longer exists.
How did you escape then if it was so bad?
There was, well, we had a wizard at the time. He's a fire type wizard.
Yeah, those types always seem to be around whenever everything goes to shit. I'll tell you a secret. I also had a wizard. Noticing a pattern.
Yes, I've read about the wizard. But what I can understand is, what is the significance of the barn?
No. There. The only person that could tell you that is both of them are gone. Listen, what I will tell you is I got a lot of people killed, and I'll tell you why. I got comfortable. The Lord was paying me a lot. I'd had hard travel here, gotten in and out of some pretty close scrapes. He offered me a pretty cushy position. I just had to make sure that nothing was on fire, blowing up, or otherwise falling to pieces, and everything would work out all right. But for some reason, every other day there seemed to be a new issue. And at first I thought, wow, these are just common problems. They happen in towns all the time. You know, vengeful people kill each other, maybe they set someone's barn on fire. I've seen it all, but this place was like unlike any other. It got worse. Before it got better, it always got worse. But this is what I will say. I wronged one man badly, and it cost him his life. The other, I simply wish I hadn't been so derelict in my duties. Maybe I could have stopped him from ruining that place. I think I still have a chance, but I need to get north. Someone there is willing to exchange a favor with me. If I can help her, then maybe she can help me find somebody to set things right. You have to believe me, pal. Listen, I know a lot of people in your life have died around you, and it seems like it all leads back to me. But I am really trying to fix some of the things that I've ruined. But here's what I will tell you. Kill me now. You don't fix anything. What's done is done. There will be no chance to go back and fix anything. And then you'll just have your own problems, which, well, you'll need all the luck you can get. As for the kid, who binds you to this contract? Does it even matter? You're so far away, who even cares? Go fix your own problem. This is the problem with you Imperials. You spend all your time following orders, you don't spend enough time figuring out what you should do for yourself. Maybe you should think it over. He takes another kind of long drag from his pipe, exhales, kind of massaging his back against the cushion.
He just looks
Half-closing
over
his
and goes, "You're right. You're right." I just, I can't do that. That's too troll. Fuck. He nods, yep, and he says, "Well, as much as the investigation into Lakeshore's affairs had piqued my interests, even if I would like to help you, there is the matter of this curse, and it's not going to go away. The effects are horrendous. Food tastes like nothing.
Nothing. What do you mean nothing?
Tastes like less than dirt, less than gruel, less than days old rations. Chalk.
Ooh.
And, well, that's due in part due to something that Franco took from the witch. And she wants it back, but, well, that would be irresponsible.
Listen, far be it for me to sully the name of the dead, but you mentioned Franco quite a bit. It seems like a lot of your problems don't really stem from me. You really need me to tell you that? Seems like the man who made your life more difficult isn't even here. And he grins just a little bit, continuing to massage his shoulders into the cushion. We got that in common.
You say you're planning to go back there to fix things.
That's the idea I had, but I can't do it right now. Listen, I can beat any man in a fight. Any man. But when things are difficult to explain, he pauses for a moment. Other things get involved that don't follow our rules. I'm just like you.
Yes, I experienced something like that. Multiple somethings. So I intend to return to the east, but I do intend to return to see to it that that place is set right.
You're an Imperial, right?
That's right.
You want my advice? Just go back to where you're from and prostrate yourselves before your leaders and pray that they see to it to remove whatever someone put on you, curse or hex or whatever some pissed off wizard put on you. And they might take it out of your pocket, but who knows? Maybe if you have something valuable to give them, they'll even overlook it. But you can't do much if you're dead. And if this curse is as bad as it sounds, well, you don't have much time.
Yep.
So, you can either spend the rest of your days looking for the kid, or You can go preserve your own life. Maybe start working for yourself and not for others. But for me, I have a different problem. I need to start working for others and less for myself. I'm learning that right now, the hard way. Once I clear my head, well, probably won't see me. Well, unless you're going to Lakeshore.
We'll see. I have to return there in due time.
Yeah, well, hope you return when it sees better, brighter days. Because last time I passed through, things were getting worse.
There's a apothecary there with a friend. He's fell sick, so we couldn't very well take him on the road with us. But if you pass through there and he's in good health, well, he's an agreeable sort, good with the blade, probably be of use to you.
What's his name?
Geralt.
All right, I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
Pass through each of the towns on my way. I'll ask for him. Can I do anything? Can I do anything else for you?
Don't fuck it up.
Well, I'm on my own now. There's no wizards near me, so maybe I have a chance this time.
Yeah, I'm taking the wizards
about
with
that.
me.
You want a piece of advice?
Sure.
I know you don't like me very much, but maybe this will be a good deed that'll save your life. Don't trust wizards. It's only a matter of time until they make just enough of a mistake. But you'll never come back. You are the way you are now. If what you tell me is true, and it's not just this pipe weed kicking in. You're the way you are because of a wizard. I'm on this path surrounded by death because of a wizard. How many more times does that need to happen? We smarten up and just start really.
Did he just say that we smarten up and start killing him?
Yeah. Yeah, he did.
Understandable.
But if you play with that fire and you get burned again, just remember, the guy you don't like tried to help you.
Yeah. Keep that in mind now. I gotta go back and get fucking scammed some more in this shithole place.
As well enjoy a place with some weed before you go. Take your pick. You paid 10 silver. It's going to be a long couple of years. Oh, yeah. Takes another long drag.
Yeah, fuck it. He goes and finds that good shit.
All right, Debo. I think this is a good place to end it.
Yeah.
Achievement unlocked. Unexpected results.
Achievement unlocked. I'm gonna teabag you in real life.
Is it just me, or did Gerard suddenly become relatable?
No, I'm still gonna fuck him in the ass. I'm just waiting for him to pass out.
Fuck's sake.
Do what you gotta do. I'm just saying. Spoon, did he become more relatable or what?
Oh yeah.
He's like, look, man, I fucked up. I got fat. I wanted an easy job. Thought all the problems that were happening were just the same shit that happens in every other shithole town and city, until it wasn't.
But look, I got a solution for you here. All you need to do to solve all your problems is just kill Spoon. Just kill
Kill
Spoon.
the wizard. Yeah, if you find a wizard, fucking kill him. And if you don't and you get burned, remember Gerard tried to help you. You'd never live that down.
Remember, Gerard tried to tell you to kill Spoon.
He doesn't even know Spoon's there.
He doesn't even know that I'm a wizard.
Just don't trust wizards. He's on his entire journey because of a wizard. You are cursed because of a wizard. You want to do strike 3? Think about
I
it.
mean, I was always gonna go this way, Brian.
Huh?
This way towards the rock. I want to go towards the Doom Rock.
Everybody gets 10 XP.
Oh yeah.
Good sesh. Lots of stuff happened.
What about the last session?
That's for both.
Okay.
So,
Oh, yeah, you fucking robbed me, you piece of shit.
I didn't fucking rob you at all. Debo's getting fucking so goddamn baked. While we can still feel some sensations. What'd you think, Spoon? Did that turn out like you thought?
I didn't carry much expectations. Hell, how I thought this was going to turn out was that he was going to be so relatable that Debo's like, you know what? You're right.
I mean, he
You
didn't
know
lie.
what? And you know what? I'll make you a deal. We solve your unfuckable problem. You help us solve our unfuckable problem.
Spoon just wants OP recruits. Fuck Spoon.
I mean, that's how I thought this was going to go.
Spoon, every time Spoon wants OP recruits. Every fucking time.
I mean, it would
Every
have been
time.
great. We would have gone on an adventure. I'd eventually cast a spell. He would have fucking caved my face in, and I'd looked at him with my fucking caved in face. Was like, I don't care for this. And then he done it again.
You might just trigger his fucking PTSD and he fucking... Like,
Oh, yeah.
we're not even gonna cap. Like,
It'd be great because Debo wouldn't have told me.
He's right, I wouldn't.
Oh man, this fucking feels bad. Literally, Gerard's story is, I was a slothful fuck, and all this shit happened. Rip.
Yep, Atticus is gonna go back to Randall and be like, well, target's changed. We're going after the kid.
Fine. And then at one
Use your-
point he'll
use
just
your
stab
magic
me in the back, and I'll
sparkles.
just look at him back as like, I'm at negative like 7 hit points now. What the fuck are you doing?
Bro, could you imagine
Best
fucking
thing.
Atticus shoots you in the back of the head and you just kind of freeze there for a second as fucking skull fragments and viscera just decorate the wall? You turn around like, what the fuck? Atticus is like, well, this has never happened before. Why the fuck did you try to kill me? The guy I don't like said that you were not trustworthy because you would complete the trifecta of mages that fucked everybody over. Oh, hey, that's pretty reasonable. Fair enough. All right, shoot the other side now.
Yeah.
If
Strike
that shit
one.
actually legitimately happens, my character leaves the campaign.
Strike 1, Aridin. Strike 2, Bogwitch. Strike 3, Randall question mark?
No, strike 2 was fucking Daniel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bro,
Strike
let me
two is
level with
Daniel.
you. We're on like 86 strikes right now. It's getting pretty bad. Alright? Oh, very fucking close. Further. That was a good game, man.
Yeah, was it?
Think so. Everybody got some XP. You finally caught up to Drew.
Give me more XP, fuck.